What's up, Athieros? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match preview live. And this one's a bit early. I know I usually do it before the match. I usually kind of say my bit and then, we watch the match. I'm going to the match tomorrow. And also, I have a ton of stuff to do tonight as well. So I thought I'd do it early. Plus, I think Views is on tonight. Shane's doing a member stream. BBK just finished. So I wanted to just get my bit in so that, keep with the community. But yeah, this is the match preview. This is the Arsenal. And this is where you guys can vent about what you feel about the club. Big up, Prom. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to the match tomorrow. I said I wasn't going to. But then I had some friends fly in from South Florida who said they're going to the match. My mate then offered me the ticket, and I was like, I'm gonna go. So I'm going tomorrow. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. Like I showed you guys last night. I got a ton of books and match programs from the game, so I'm fortunate to be able to watch, but it just comes a time, bro, where it's like I'm spending my whole Saturday, basically wasting the Saturday watching. And this is one of the first times since I've been watching Arsenal where I genuinely don't I can just watch it on TV. And it's sad to say, man, but the last two matches I went this year, Manchester United, we lost. And then Everton was a bore fest for 85 minutes. Like, just sitting there on the edge of the seat for 85 minutes. And if it weren't for Max Dowman, we'd have lost, or drew that match as well. And the title would have. So, yeah, man, it's really tough. It's really tough, going. And I know I sound like a spoiled brat, but yeah, I'm going to go to this one. And then I've got a Champions League for my mate's birthday. So, Prom said, sweet, I've never been to a game. Listen, man, it's so hard to get to matches these days. It's so, I remember when I first started, being an Arsenal member, Red member, whatever you call it. I could get tickets easy. I lived in Spain, though, so I was like, man, I will always have time to go. And then I was enjoying, being around Sevilla. I was enjoying watching those matches. And then, now, bro, you can have a Red membership. You got to go into a ballot. There's no guarantee you're going to get a ticket. I'm very fortunate that I'm able to go to the amount of games that I am. And I don't get bopped over the head for it. So, yeah, man, so I'm going to Newcastle. And I'm just setting myself up for the usual because, I like to go to matches with our bogey teams, apparently, the Brightons, the Evertons, the cities of the world. So, yeah, man, I'm hoping that tomorrow we have a good performance. I'm hoping that we show something. And I titled this Back Against the Wall because it is. Our backs are against the wall, whether you believe it, whether you agree with it. Our backs are definitely against the wall. Everybody says, "Oh, we're level," and you hear people saying, "Oh, we're joint top." That's not a thing. But yeah, people we're level. We have an opportunity. If we were so good, if we were so great this season, then we wouldn't be in this position. We'd have finished the job. You know what I'm saying? We would have never gotten to a point where we're level with City, when we were 10, 12 points clear. You know what I'm saying? So big up Wahaha. He said big up Rican even. Yeah, I see what you mean. And Prom thanks is over. Listen, you guys know me, right? The rationally delusional, right? That's what I say. I have rational, I have delusional, and I got dopamine Rican. So, part of me says, man, I'm finna go to this match, and Newcastle gonna get the best of us. And then part of me saying, you know what? Maybe these guys will just say, forget Arteta. I'm tired of listening to this stuff. I'm tired of, running for no reason. I'm tired of breaking myself. I'm just going to go out there and have a good time. And this is what I think needs to happen. I think our attackers needed to say, bro, forget this stuff. And the problem is when Odegaard's on the pitch, you can't do that because I think Odegaard is like, loves Arteta and Arteta loves him. Like, I feel like when Ez is on the pitch by himself, you get a little bit more freedom. He's like, bro, button this guy. He can't bench all of us. But yeah, Odegaard's issue is he just goes sideways, and then refuses to shoot. And when he does shoot, it's tame. But yeah, the match tomorrow, I'm trying to be gassed. I know that it's hard. People like Prone. There's a part of me that says, yeah, man, it's Dunsky. I think the biggest thing that I'm thinking about is the fact that if we don't win the title and we somehow scrape the Champions League, listen, I've already told you guys that I don't think that the Champions League is realistic. But if we were to win the Champions League, I feel that people would say that's enough for him to stay. Bro, the Champions League is great. We've seen some mid teams win the Champions League. We saw Liverpool in the midst of their 30-year trophy drought win the Champions League, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, I won't say anyone can win the Champions League, but a one-off game is very achievable. If you've thrown away the league from 10 points clear, not just once, multiple times, we threw away with 8 points clear. If you're throwing the league away 3 out of 4 times, bro, that's not good. Like, and if you look at teams like Spuds, for example, they won the European trophy, first trophy in donkey's years. And guess what? They said, Ange, P45. There you go. Thanks, though. I appreciate it. You don't hear Spuds saying Ange should have a trophy. And it's just weird, bro. Like, these people love Mikel Arteta more than they love Arsenal. It's weirdo behavior. But big up everyone in the chat. Big up Uncle Views, back again. Make sure that you sub to his channel. If I got one of my mods in here, or just one of the people in general, could you put his channel in there? Because, I'm not good with the channel thing. Like, I don't even plug my own channel. Because I'm still trying to figure out how to use StreamYard. I've been using StreamYard for a month now, and I just found out it can do things. So, I'm not the greatest, but I'm working on it. But yeah, big up Uncle Views. And he should be live later, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Which is why I did this early, so I don't step on nobody's toes. Because like I said, man, certain people, I try not to record. Like yesterday, I tried to record maybe after like an hour and a half of the Bruised Banana because I needed to record my midweek show. So I knew that people would probably just trickle in after, and that's fine. But I don't try to go on when people are like starting out because I think it's meh. But yeah, I try to do the afternoon, and the afternoons are my thing because, as you guys know, and as I've told you, I do work for the NHS. So when I can get on, I pretty much get on, and it sucks because you have to work around kind of what's left. But yeah, it's all right, man. Like I said, I don't mean no disrespect to anybody. I'm kind of in my own lane anyway. But yeah, I try to stay in my own lane. So big up Uncle Views. Prom, big enough views. Social, what's up, man? Afternoon, Rican, afternoon chat. Afternoon. Views. Only mods can post links. This much I know. Okay, my bad. I don't know. Hold on. What? See, this is the thing, like with my mods, right? Hold on. Give me 2 shakes. Give me 2 shakes. Give me 2 shakes. Every day is a learning thing. Everything is a learning opportunity with this YouTube thing. Everything is a learning opportunity with life, as we said last night. Let me see if I can do it from a phone. Waha! I think I just made 3 new mods. I think. Hope. So there we go. All right. So back to bigging up. Yeah, you was in here. See what you did, right? See what you did. Listen, but my thing with mods, right? Like I don't like, you know, I'm not as mod happy as views. With me, it's like I want people who've been here multiple times. So does views, to be fair, but I want people who've been here since like the beginning as well. I know a couple of my other mods, they live in America. So I know they're not here for the early stuff, which is why I tried. Like last night was a late stream for me, which I've tried to do because I have to be mindful that even the South Florida guys that I work with, they're still at work. So I like to hear them chat, and they tell me a lot that they're still at work when I'm recording and stuff. There's a balance, I can't record like super late because, as I said, I work for the NHS, so I gotta be up in the morning. But yeah, it is what it is. I said NHS and used to work for public health service too. There's definitely better gigs out there. The issue is, since I'm one of those immigrants that they talk about, my job is my visa is connected to my job. So and I work a pretty decent job, man. For like what I get paid and the work that I do, I think that it's pretty good, especially just coming out of a UK uni. The job that I got, I think I'm fine with it, man. But yeah, are there better jobs out there? Yeah, but with the current government situation, I ain't trying to be deported because there's a lot worse places I can think of going back to than here. Oh, not going back to, but there's let's just say I ain't trying to go back to the US. Let's just say that. I'm not trying to return there in this current day and time. So yeah. I talked myself into it. Yes, you did. Thank you. You can open another window. See the wisdom from Uncle Views. I think it's a smiley face. Prom said, "Hey, thanks." You was in here, Prom. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you're in here, if you're consistent, then like you said, man, a couple appearances off the bench, you get a wrench. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not like that. Like, I want a group of solid mods. And as I told people, I don't want people deleted when they disagree with me. Like, that's not how my chat works. Because I'm very capable of diffusing situations myself. As we saw, I did have a semi-mutant in the chat last night trying to say stuff, and I just shut that down. I'm like, bro, this ain't an Arsenal thing. And thanks for stopping by. It is what it is. Like that guy Espio, he pops in and he says something about City, and I'm like, yep, thanks for engaging, but I ain't got time for that, man. I don't have, like, if I wanted to go back and forth with somebody, I could. Like I said, I'm from Miami. I'm from the inner city of Miami. Like, I could go back and forth with you, but I don't want to, bro. I have to talk to people all day for work. Then I got to come home and go back and forth with you. You have your views, I got mine. That's fine. All right, I don't have to agree with you, but you on my channel. I'm not on yours. So big up. Yeah, sub to Uncle Views. Right, keeps the lights on and all that good jazz. See the thing with these, like, you see it, they're like weird. Oh, okay. They're like weird. Like when you see it in StreamYard, like I didn't know they don't look like what they're supposed to sometimes. So I'm like, what the hell is that? But yeah. But like Pro said, please like and sub. I appreciate it. Hit the sub 500. So yeah. Where am I? Big up AJ, big up gents. Please subscribe to the stream if you haven't already. It helps me out. Yes, I appreciate it. And there we go. Prom as well. And I reached the bottom of the channel. All right, guys, we gotta get into it because that's what we do here. We gotta get into the lineup. As I said, you know me with the lineups. I am not a fan of doing the lineups, but since the lineup ain't come out and it's not gonna come out till tomorrow, let's decipher and try to figure out what Arteta is gonna do tomorrow. So let's add this joint here. There we go. So I got a lineup builder. And let's see what we can build. With what we got. So just trying to see, because Arteta has provided some so Bukayo Saka and Ricardo Calafiore are in contention to feature against Newcastle United. So you guys know what that means if they're in contention. Bukayo Saka, if that guy can walk, he's gonna start. Big up Rick. He said if Saka starts, sack Arteta immediately. If he can walk, he's getting that start, man. He's getting that start. Big up AJ again. And big up Prone. Let's start. Let's start the match. So we already know who's gonna be in here. I've never used this before, but let's see. Oh man, it seemed like a pain. There we go. That Ryan goal. Big up E Ross the boss. He said E sauce. And big up Prone. So Ryan goal. What are we thinking about with the back four? Urian Timber is not in the squad, as we can see. So, what are we thinking with the back four? Now, I mean, we know Saliba's in there. We know that. Y'all can see my grandpa typing. We know Gabriel's in there. Social said same team as City. E-Ross saying big up AJ. Wahaha and the cat. And AJ with the big up E-Ross every time. Made that music. So what we think? So we got Social saying that we think the fullbacks are going to be the same. With Calafiore coming back, so AJ says he'll go Ryan Mascara, Saliba Gabriel, Magalash, MLS, NordVPN, Rice, 6, Eza, Max Dowman, 10, Victor Gyökeres and Gabriel up front, go 4-4-2-2. I'd like to see that, bro, but we know this manager. We know this manager. We know that this guy, like, and this is the thing with these new managers, like, they're all system based, and they're all system based, and they refuse to go outside the system. And the greatest managers in world football, they have their philosophy, they have their system, but they know that players have to play. They can't be micromanaging them. And yeah, man, it's just this guy. We saw it with Rosenior. Now Rosenior's out of job. We see it with all these tacticals. Like the Ten Hag, not the Ten Hag, the Abrams of the world. Like, my system is my system, but guess what? You don't win because like I said, I'm an American football coach. I have a philosophy. I have an offensive philosophy. I know I have a way I want to play, but teams adjust. Teams pick up on your tendencies. When we do film, we look at a team and we say, hey, what do we think this team's going to do? What thing, what are their tails? Like, what formations do they like to run? What personnel do they like to have out there? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that as a coach, that's my job. My job is to look at film, put that together. My job is to kind of determine, what we're going out there with. So, yeah, man, like, if you're worth your weight in gold when it comes to, being a good coach, then you should know what's going to be out there. He said his favorites are back, so he's going to die on that hill. And I agree. I think that we'll go. I don't think MLS gets a kick. To be honest, I don't think he gets a kick. I think that he goes. I mean, I think Mascara will start. So, will Mascara start though? I'm gonna go Mascara. I think Mascara. Let me see if they actually got him. I'm gonna go Mascara. There we go. I'll go Mascara, and I'm gonna go Hincapie. I think that spelled his name wrong. I think that he would go on Hincapie because I think that the 4 center back thing is something that Arteta definitely likes. Let me go through some more of the comments. Prom says, I'll definitely be stopping by your channel more often than Rican. I really liked our conversation yesterday, bro. I appreciate it. Like I said, I talk about Arsenal, because it's an Arsenal channel, but my channel is a community channel, man. Like, which is why I try not to curse on here. I've taken a lot from, I look at kind of Curtis Shaw because he was one of my favorite YouTubers, and how he built his channel. He didn't have to curse. He's still emotional. He's still himself. I've met him in person. So when I look at my channel, you look at the people like, your Normskis and stuff. You can have a good channel without, being vulgar, to be fair. And I do slip up, like I said, I'm Puerto Rican. And I don't want to belittle the channels that, people that do curse. But my thing has always been, man, you attract the energy that you give out, right? So if I put good energy out into the world, then good energy comes back to me. If I put good vibes into the world, then good vibes come back to me. If I'm a genuine person to other people, then genuine people will find me. So yeah, I don't see the sense in kind of being something I'm not. I'm emotional. I got dopamine. I love this club. I love football. I love sport. That's what I do. So I can't be any other way but me. And some people like that. Some people don't. But the people that do like it, they stick around, and I'm cool with that. Betis Real tonight. I think Isco's finally back, so that's almost a muscle. I ain't watching that, right? I watched Sevilla last night, and I was so depressed, bro. Levante, bro. They are near bottom of the table. We lost 2-0 to them. I am hurting. I'm watching Arsenal bottle the top of the table, and I'm watching Sevilla try to bottle the bottom of the table. Like, I can't watch Liga B or whatever it's, bro. I can't do it. Liga Segundo, like, I don't want to do that. So, Segundo Division, I cannot. So I need Sevilla to fix up, bro. And I also need Arsenal to get a thumb out and actually, do what they're supposed to do. E-Ross said, how many times has that brother Calafiore been injured? More than Kieran Tierney, but apparently Kieran Tierney was injury prone. So yeah, he was so injury prone, we can't have him around. He's detrimental to our team progressing because he's not available and he's not fit. And look what we got. So yeah, there we go, everyone. There we go, Calafiore. Big up Waffle Don as well. I always got time for Waffle Don, man. Cool dude. And he hopped on I think he hopped on my match reaction last time. And we had a good conversation. So yeah, I got time for Waffle Don as well. Like I said, man, I got time for a lot of people who helped me out along the way. So appreciate it. Must be Mascara right back and copy a left back. Yeah, man. It's he likes the 4 defenders because our manager likes defending. Like, attacking is not a thing. So yeah, sub to the Waffle Don, yes. Sub to anybody who has a channel. Big up Wahaha. Big up Abs every time. E Ross, the boss, big up Don. AJ said big up Abs every time again. I said, okay, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Hopefully remember to watch my keyboard. He said, oh yeah, Sevilla got slapped, bro. Embarrassed. I was there with my iPad last night. And then I came on here. This is why I needed the Waffle House. because I did my joint. But yeah. So, but yeah, it's this like my channel is kind of a venting session for everything that I do. It's something to get my mind. I got many tabs in my mind that I deal with in life, and I deal with everything. So my channel is a way for me to speak those things out and just get them out. The word salad. So that's why I say, you know, Dopamine Rican, the waffler. That's me. So yeah. He said, Gooner Rican, I will always support you because you're positive, but never when it would hurt the club. So massive respect to you. But yeah, man, and this is the thing, man. Like, I listen, I love the club. I love the club. And I appreciate the support as well. But I never want anyone to think that I'll bend over backwards and sacrifice my values just because it's the popular thing to do. You know, I can't sit here and say, oh, I'll never go on AFTV. I can't sit there and say that, right? I don't want to because of what I hear. But if I'm allowed to be me, then yeah, who wouldn't want to go on a platform that has millions of followers? You know, who wouldn't want to go on these? But I'll never sacrifice myself to do anything. I'll never sacrifice and like I said, would I like to work for the club? I don't think I would. And I love the club, but I don't think I would work for the club, because then you're like, speaking of working for the club, I did get this book as well, and right, and this guy is somebody who I've heard a lot about, I've read about, and I respect. But when you work for the club, you have to sacrifice how you feel to stay in a line. And I don't think my current iteration of myself can do that. I don't think that I can spew nonsense and talk something that I don't believe in order for money. You know what I'm saying? That's I could never do that. So I'd never want to work for the club. Would I like to work in football? Yes, but I would like to work for someone who's not Arsenal, because that way I can always say this is how I feel about Arsenal. And yeah, do I have to big up that next club? Fine. You know what I'm saying? But unless it's Spuds, and then I'll be like, yeah, to there to do, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like anyone who says that, you know, they don't think about going on these platforms, you know what I'm saying? I commend them. I commend them for that, but that ain't me. Like if Sky Sports, if Talk Sport, if BBC said right now, you be you and you come on these platforms, I'm going. But if they say, hey, you come on these platforms and you have to be positive and you have to blow smoke up the manager's butt, nah, bro, I'm good. Because then I have to look at myself in the mirror and know that I've just lied, not only to the world, I've lied to myself. You know what I'm saying? And I've lost, you know, my uncle, may he rest in peace, bro. My uncle told me that the one thing that a person has in life that can't be taken is their word, bro, and their actions, right? That you have control over that. So if you do something in life and you sacrifice yourself, you never get that back. Like if you give up who you are, if you know, if I were to come out here and say, I love Mikel Arteta, he's the best manager, you know, he needs three statues, like I could never walk that back. I'd always have to look myself in the mirror and say, dang, you remember that time I came on here and did that? And people will remind you, but it's me. It's how I feel in my heart. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. That's the Puerto Rican way. But I can't lie and be like, I would turn down these opportunities. I would love these opportunities. But if I have to sacrifice being me for those opportunities, I'm good. I stay here with my, 400 subscribers and we can just have chats. I'll never sacrifice myself just to make a buck. I can't do it. I've never done it and I won't. But I'm sorry, that was a tangent. But big up, AJ. I appreciate it. And yeah. And AJ, you're now a mod. You've got like 60,000 channels. Now you got 60,001. Because I know that you'll come in the chat. So I know you'll come on the chat and put it down. So I appreciate it. 9 likes, thank you. Watch it be as a left wing. I forgot all about this. I'm sorry. This is the tangents that we go on here. Watch it be as a left wing, Odegaard in the 10. Kai in the 9. We'll get there in a minute. I'm sorry. He said, yeah, he's got his excuse to play college time now. Yeah, Galcarez is holding bench. All right, give me 2 seconds. Let's get back into the thing, and I'll get back into the comments. I'll start comments right there. So I know where I am. All right. So listen, our midfield is very predictable. If Odegaard is fit and the two twins are back there, so it's gonna be Zubimendi because he's Spanish and he loves him. Declan Rice because he smiles and say it's not over. Yeah, there we go. And then Odegaard because he's a captain. Like, yeah, there we go. So we know that's what it's gonna be. Right? I'm not under no pretenses that it's gonna be any different than what we see there. Right now, this is where we need to have the debate. Right. So right wing, what do you do right wing? Do you think that he'll play Bukayo Saka? Do you think that he will play Max Dowman? Do you think that he'll play Nani Madueke? What do you guys think? I personally think that for this one, Dominate plan, I think he'll save Bukayo Saka for what's the next one? Fulham. I think that we end up playing. Is Madueke fit? I think Madueke's fit. So I'm gonna play Nani. Because he went down, so we'll play Nani. And I'm gonna get back to your comments because we're gonna have a real discussion about the other two. So AJ said, please, what would you do if Arsenal plays to be in a European final? Because that's definitely possible. I'd be Arsenal first, but I'd always be happy that Sevilla. If Sevilla won, I'd be gutted because I'm Arsenal first. But then I'd be like, well, it's great for Sevilla. But the thing with me, AJ, is I've already felt Sevilla win a European final. I felt that already. Like, I was living in Spain when they won the final, and I was supporting them when we won the final before I started, like, being deep into Arsenal. So I felt that. I felt what that is. And I want to feel that with Arsenal. I want to feel, going through the city. And I think it's a little bit different because Sevilla, you do have Sevilla and Betis. But the region loves because they were the big club. Betis was in the second division back in those times. So, everybody was happy for Sevilla. And just seeing how good it felt to be Europa League champions was amazing. And I want that for Arsenal. I want to go to a trophy parade. And I've already, like I said, last night, you might not have been in, but I've already seen Arsenal play Sevilla in the Champions League. And I have a scarf and I have the program. So yeah, I've been there before, but I'm gonna go Arsenal first because I love Arsenal. I love the history. But yeah, that's what I would do as far as that rivalry. It'd always be Arsenal first because I want to feel that with Arsenal because I feel like I'm much closer to them than Sevilla, my first love, Arsenal, my true love, and that's how I feel about it. But big up, AJ. Ultimate Ed TV run by a Luton Town fan who actually had a Luton season ticket from 1995 to 2009. Then AFT happened. I said, yeah, people can change clubs, and I think one thing that I see a lot maybe in America is, like with the NFL, you have people who have their local teams and then they have their NFL team. But it's not a thing in the UK football. It's not a thing in European football. You wouldn't just see a Real Oviedo fan just switch and say I'm Sevilla now. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, interesting. Big up E Ross has had facts. I was probably waffling, but thank you for the support. Ultimately, no one is promised tomorrow. He waited 6.5 years of all Arsenal fans' lives for nothing. Yeah, it's true. It's like this is the thing that I tell people. I came to this country, the United Kingdom, to England. I came here in 2018, right? And I showed the match pro. My first match program was with Freddie Ljungberg on he was an interim. It was versus Brighton. We lost, bro. Since then, Arteta's been in the job. I have not been. I've been in this country 2018. We're approaching 8 years I've been in this country. I have not seen a trophy parade. The FA Cup trophy parade didn't happen because of COVID. I have not seen a trophy parade. I have not seen my captain's armpits since Martin Odegaard became the captain. And I ain't counting no community shields. I'm talking about major trophies, real trophies that you fight in your life for. Nah, I ain't seen it. So when people tell me, "Oh, you're entitled. You shouldn't be entitled to a championship," bro, I should be entitled. The third biggest football club in England, I should be entitled to at least one trophy a season, bro. One trophy a season. And I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not a season. At least one trophy every couple seasons. Something. You have an opportunity to win 4 per season. And we ain't won 1 in 5 seasons. Bro, we wasting life. I've seen people that I love pass away, and I still haven't seen this football club lift anything. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. And people still defend it. You know what I'm saying? People wanted Arsene Wenger out for the same stuff that they praised Mikel Arteta for. It's weird, bro. It's weird. But I digress. We'll get in that in a minute, right? Big up Dark Side. I got to get Dark Side on the channel. Because we did have a discussion on his channel. Dark Side, you around? You around? I could waffle for a little bit more, but if you're around and you want to have a chat, let me know. Let me know on IG and I'll send you the link. Can I send the link? Do I know the link? I gotta figure it out. But yeah, if you want to come on, let me know, Dark Side. But yeah, it's my pleasure to work for you. Thank you. It's my pleasure having you as a mod. And this is my thing, AJ. This is one thing I will say though, right? When it comes to modding, don't delete anybody unless they racist, sexist, homophobic, or they just cussing in my chat. I won't have that. If they have a different view to me, it doesn't matter how you feel about it. It doesn't matter how any other mods feel about it. Leave it. I don't care if it's out of this world. Leave it. Don't delete, because I want to read it. I want people to have their opinions. Now, if they come in here and they spamming and they're being buttholes, then fine. But yeah, if they disagree with me, leave them in the chat. Leave them in the chat, please. Because I want people to be able to voice their opinions. But yeah, if they start cussing in my joint, get rid of them expeditiously. But if they're being respectful and they're disagreeing with me, leave them. Because people will not always agree with me, and I love debate. Undisputed, I don't know if you guys watch that with Skip and Shannon back in the day. I love that because I like different point of views. I like taking things from different viewpoints and seeing somebody might say something that everyone thinks that I disagree with. And I might pick something up, and then it might be like, you know what? I see where you're coming from. Now, when it comes to some delulus, like on some channels, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you're just saying stuff for the clicks. But if you genuinely feel that way, say it in the chat, man. I'm more than happy to try to see things your way, right? So big up. But yeah, put out my ex-Reek in your channel. Thank you, Prone. Say, I'm so behind. Am I really behind? How far am I behind? I'm not too far behind. I'm slow. I'm not used to having this many people in chat, but I'll try to skip through it. Hold on. Yep, sub to Wahaha. Sub to Prone. Thank you. California is too injury prone. I want someone else. I don't even, bro, the guy was injury prone before we got him. Like, why do we get somebody who was already injury prone? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense to me. It's weird. I want dominant right. So do I. But you know what I'm saying? And this was a debate we had as well when it came to like who was playing on the right. We had it in my South Florida group chat because a lot of people want Diamond to play. The issue is that a lot of people think that he's kind of young and they don't want him to get broken. And we had this debate on Waffle Don's channel about him being overplayed. I mean, look at look at Lamine Yamal. I always mess that guy's name up. I flip the thing, but look at Yamal, bro. Like he could be out for the World Cup because he's been overplayed, and that's what I don't want to happen. Now, let's say that he tears his hamstring and it's terrible, and he's never the player that he was, because he was overplayed. So at some point, you have to protect these guys. However, I think I'm starting to be in your camp, Prone. I mean, he's got 5 games. He can't be overplayed in 5 games. Let the dogs loose. I would play him because I think that he will give us something to go. But I just don't think this manager will, because this manager never trusts the youth unless they can save his bacon, and then he dumps him. Look at Wanyeri in MLS. So I wouldn't trust it. AJ said, I just shared the stream out. Thank you so much. Save Saka for the UCL. You guys know how I feel about that. Yeah. All right. So left wing. We're back on the left wing. I've caught up with the chat. Thank you. Just play Nani Diamond off the bench. That's fine. And Prom says I'd start Jesus on the left. Big up Social, by the way. I'm sorry, I was skipping through, but big up Social. I'd start Jesus on the left. That's an interesting thing. And I said this a while ago that I think that we should have Jesus. Because, bro, we need speed. We need people that can take people on. Martinelli, the only thing he can take on is the touchline, and he always loses because he runs out of there. Trossard looks like he's running in quicksand, and we've already known that Madueke can't go to the left. So I think what he's going to do anyway, though, is I think it'll be Trossard. And I'm going what he will pick, because if I could pick, then it'd be Diamond on the right. You know what? Actually, no. I take that back. It'd be Madueke on the right. It'd be Diamond in the 10. I put Diamond in the 10. And I put Eza next to him. And then, actually, I do what AJ said before. I think it was AJ said. The 4-2-2-2. I'd have the 2 fridges, Zubimendi and Rice. I'd have Diamond next to Eza. And then I would put Kai Havertz, and I would put Gyökeres up front, and I would just let Eza and Diamond just allow them to create whatever they wanted, take shots, do whatever. That's kind of what I would do, but I know that's not what this manager is going to do. And Prom says Trossard isn't really fully fit. We know Prone that, you know what? I'll take it back. Let's see if I can change it. Hold on. Can I change it? Can I edit it? I'll actually put Martinelli there. Oh, what have I done? I don't know if you can. I might have goofed it, but it says Martinelli. I don't know why it says Martinelli with Trossard's face. I don't know what I've done here. I don't know. This is the first time I've used this, so hold on. I will be better, everyone, in the future. I'm just gonna exit. I don't know what I've done there, but it's fine. We go on Martinelli on the left, right? And I mean, you know what? That picture is fair. You could probably put one or the 2 of them. It doesn't matter. All right. The Kung Fu Panda or the guy who runs the ball out of touch. And I think Kai Havertz to start. I don't think Gyökeres will get to start because we know that this guy loves It says goals scored. This is kind of weird. I've never. Let me exit this thing. Oh. I couldn't actually see it. Oh, I've done it. I've turned Martinelli into Martinelli. There we go. Yes. All right. So there we go. That's my lineup. That's who I'm going with. I think that's who the manager will go with. I think Gyökeres will be on the bench. I think Diamond will be on the bench. And I think Ezra will be on the bench. And then I think later on with about 75 minutes, if we're losing, then those guys will come on because we know our manager. All right. So that's the lineup, guys. That's what we got. Thank goodness. Thank goodness I'm done with that. That was a lot. But yeah, let me go through some of the comments because now I actually am behind. And he said, I've had enough of Trossard and Martinelli. So have I, man. Like, it's year 6. We talking about winning the Champions League or competing for the Champions League, going to a final. And instead of, you look at City and they've got man like Semenyo, they've got Doku, whatever you say, right? And, you know, they got Ryan Cherky. And I'm looking over and I'm looking at Jesus, Madueke, Kai Havertz, Trossard, and Martinelli to save my season. And everybody said this guy's a genius. And he put together a great team, bro. Stop it. Waha said, thanks, AJ. Prom, as much as I would like to play Max, he about to start his exam, so I don't know if he'll be in another squad till next preseason. Oh, yeah, because he's 16, bro. What, GCSEs? Tough. That's tough. Big up Dark Side. AJ, yeah, see some leave Saka for Atletico. Prom, I would start Max all 5 Prem games in Atletico Madrid. Yeah, bro. If you can play him, we ain't got nothing. We can't overplay him in 5 games. And I'd like to see more of Norgard, bro. I think him playing 61 minutes is criminal. Criminal, bro. He hasn't even got 90 minutes worth of minute over the season, bro. I think it's criminal. And AJ said, I hear I'm on the same page as you. Big up Dark Side. Yep. And Dark Side's big enough. Wahaha. I will mod the way you want. You have my word, no problem at all. Thank you so much. And Cooper, is that a new thing? Listen, big up Cooper. Cooper's back in the house, and I got tired of seeing the Buffalo. You probably got tired of seeing the Buffalo too. Listen, Cooper, man, if you still here, right? Because we digress here. This is my joint. We digress. I didn't know the Panthers were trash this season, right? Because it's hard to watch Panthers games because, like in NBA games, they're all at late hours of the night. And I was like, bro, I ain't hear nothing about the Panthers. Them fools ain't in the playoffs. I'm like, how you win the Stanley Cup and ain't in the playoffs? And then I looked at Arsenal and said, how you finish second and then getting very close, didn't win the league. So it's just my teams. But guess what? I got to experience 2 seasons of us winning the Stanley Cup. And if I never see it again, I'll be happy because you're talking about a team playing ice hockey in a state that doesn't have ice, right? The iciest thing in South Florida is the ice hockey rink. Like that, there's nothing else. So when we can win the Stanley Cup, I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. Especially if you got to beat some Canadian teams along the way. Yes, sir. I'll take it every time. So big up. Brown said I would trade Calafiore for Anthony Robinson in a heartbeat. Bro, I'd trade him for a box of Snickers. You know what I'm saying, and some fruit shoots. Like I get more use out of that than Calafiore, to be fair. Big up Cooper. Waha said it's not about agreeing and disagreeing, but about people coming in and keep throwing rage bait around a mass being is a different opinion. That's where I stepped on views told before. Yeah. I hear you, but this is the thing, right, about me. Sometimes I can pick up the rage bait. And with my job, man, I'm good at diffusing situations. But I just don't give you the time of day or energy, bro. If you're just gonna be goofy, you be goofy. Thank you for coming in my chat. I don't come on your channel to waffle. Maybe I should. Maybe the people that like the SPOs of the world, maybe I should just go to their channel, and if they got a video, just spout random nonsense, leave random comments on the video that have nothing to do with the video. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, maybe I should do that. I won't though. I won't. I'm just joking. But I ain't got time for that. I don't have the time or energy. Yep. Smash likes and subscribe. AJ Legend. And as far as the likes and subscribing, I'm always gonna show the banner when I got time. Hit the sub. 500 away. 500 away. Not 500 away, but we close to 500, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Cooper. True AJ. Save Diamond. Big up Fraley in the house. Fraley. So we got the Welsh in the house, and we got the Icelandic. Icelandic? Is that how you say it? Icelandic? I want to be correct. And the United fan. We got everybody in the community, and that's how I like it to be, man. You ain't got to be an Arsenal fan to be up in here. Cooper, breast up. Wait, is Cooper leaving already? Listen, this is what I like about Cooper, man. Cooper just pops in, he says, "What's good?" He drops his light, and when he can't be around, you know what I'm saying, he goes. And this is why I want to make like later streams so I can get everybody, right? The one thing that I wish I could do is actually record earlier in the morning, to get different people. Like last night, I got Suge, but I recorded so late. Suge was like, "Yes, 8:45 in the morning." So he probably just woke up, saw me streaming, and I just like to get different streams. But like I said, I can't record through the day because I'm at work unless it's the weekend. And most of the times the weekend is reserved for the game. So, but hopefully, when the season is over, we'll get more shows, we'll get more interaction, we'll get more people in and doing things. So that's what it is. But big up Fraley. I would protect Dominant Saka. Big up Jack. Jack in the house. Big up Jack. Jack the genius. That's Jack the genius. Come up with all good ideas. So does my chat. Everybody in the chat comes up with great ideas. But this is what I say. I would protect Saka, bro. Whether you guys feel that way or not, I think Saka's on his last leg. Literally, I think that Saka's had, bro. I worked in sports medicine, and bro, when you have a hamstring tear like that, everyone says it comes back stronger. It can if you let it heal, but there's always that thing in the back of your mind. I think with a lot of muscle tears, there's always that pin in the back of your mind that says, guess what? You can't, like, even with ACLs and stuff, you can repair the ACL, right? And great, your leg works. But in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, if I make that cut again, that's the same cut I tore my ACL. That's the same move I did and I tore my hamstring. That's, even baseball, I threw too hard and I threw too much and I tore my rotator. Like that in the back of your mind, you always think about, if I keep doing this, I'll get re-injured. And people don't talk about the psychological effects of it. Everyone, even as fans, like, oh, will he come back healthy? Will he come back and be able to run? But you don't talk about the psychological effects. Even if he came back and was able to run, in his mind, is he good enough? Is his mind good enough to say, I can still be at a top level and this hamstring won't go, right? That's something that people don't think about. That's my next thing. I want to be a sports psychologist because I think I like sports, I like psychology, moves. But anyway, maybe that's the next thing. But yeah, man, like the psychology of it. So he can come back 100%, but the next time he digs into the ground, the next time he goes to make someone and then turn up the jets, is he thinking, will my hamstring go? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about. And especially tough when you're not allowing things to rest. You're not allowing things to heal all the way because you're being rushed back at 3 weeks when you should have been out 6 weeks just because you can run and you say you're not feeling pain. Bro, I know a lot of athletes. I know a lot of people who say, I ain't feeling no pain. Bro, yes, you are. You are. You wincing every time you walk. But, you know what I'm saying? You wincing every time you walk, but I'm good. I'm okay. I'm not in pain. You lying because you want to go out there and compete. I've done it. I tore my knee playing football. I tore my meniscus. Sucked. I went out there with a knee brace. I didn't know I had torn the meniscus. I went out there. My knee was hurting. I was like, bro, my knee hurts a little bit. I put a brace on it because it just felt like a week. But I was like, bro, I gotta go out there and play. Like, I'm the captain. I'm the defensive captain. I gotta go out there and play. And I put the knee brace on. I played. I got a couple tackles for. I was a defensive tackle. I got a couple of tackles for a loss. And I think we ended up winning the game. But then after the game, like, I could not. It hurt to stand on it, and I was like, yeah, that joint ain't right. I went in there and I did the test, and they say you got a torn meniscus. We can see it and feel it. And I was like, dang. And the toughest thing that I did, right? The toughest thing that I did was I had to sit on the sideline as the captain of the team, as the leader of the team. I had to sit on the sideline. That's probably why I got into coaching as well, right? And I sometimes I think if I had just sat out that game and I just let it rest instead of making it worse and putting a brace on it and going, would I have been back quicker? Would I, could I have made more of an impact? I did end up playing the playoff game, which we won, and then I played the second one. And I think COVID had hit then. But it's like, we never actually got to play the game. The game got called off. The championship game got called off. So I never know. But it was one of those things where our seating kind of dropped because I'm not saying I was the man or anything, but having that leadership on the field, you kind of miss that because standing on the sidelines and being on the field, sometimes directing traffic, keeping people's head cool, that can be the difference. But yeah, we played, and I'm glad it wasn't an ACL. I'm glad it wasn't an MCL, but the meniscus sucked anyway, and I was out for 6 weeks, I was out for 2 months actually. And I came back for the playoffs. We won that game, but I never got to see like what my season could have been. I was in great shape. I was doing well. And it's a thing that happened. So it sucked, but then I got to play the next season. We got this right, but that's neither here nor there. It's just always the what if, especially with COVID. But let me catch up, guys. Sorry. Cooper, Big Zam, goodbye. Peace. That's wrong. Peace out, Cooper. Wahaha. Peace, Coop. Soccer's ruined already. Yeah. You seen him play last year. He's done, bro, running in quicksand. And not only is he kind of done, he's predictable as well. He used to be able to do that move where he goes right and then cut left and just beat a man and either have a shot or cross. He can't do that anymore. He just runs into a guy because he doesn't have that burst of pace anymore. And it's sad to see. I've seen it in person. After breaking soccer, you want this Brit coach to overwork him at 16. I get what you're saying, man, but like I said, I feel like 5 games is enough because either we're gonna win something, or he leaves, the coach leaves, and I think that I don't know. I'm not yet in the prom camp where I think it's gone, and that's partially because I showed you guys this, but let me see if I can find it again. Hold on. I've shown you guys this. Let me remove this. This is what was left for me. This is what was left for me at my job. Like this is what I came home after working a whole day's worth of work. This is what I came home to at the beginning of the week. This right here. So for me, I think the me wanting to win is more so that I don't have to deal with another summer of getting bantered, by the people I work and live with, bro. That's what it is. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, tough. It's tough. So yeah. Yes, he is. So it's kind of too late to protect him now. Yep. Where are my manners? Hi, chat. Big up, Jack. True Rican, Trossard isn't even fully fit. Yeah. None of them are. That's the point. None of them are because he's overworked them all. You're doing fine, bro. Thank you. 90 went off against Fortner, could only skip on one leg. Zuby shattered. Rice definitely carrying injury. The whole team. I think the fittest people are probably the defenders, and that's not saying much because and not saying like all of the defenders, but Gabriel and Saliba have had the fittest people are technically the attackers, but because they ain't scoring goals, they just running around. When I talk about fit, like the people that we've seen keep going are the defenders, probably because they're just more hardy, more stable, and defenders don't do. I don't feel like they sprint and do as much as, and I could be wrong, but I feel like how we defend, there's just a little bit less run. Yeah, you have to do some last ditch tackling and stuff, but we just kind of play the U shape, so I think it's all right. Whereas our attackers are just running. Our attackers are attacking and defending. Our defenders, our center defenders at least, are just defending for the most part. Except when Saliba is open and he's got nothing else he can do but run into a space. But he can't really pass it to anyone because that's not in his bag. And our captain Odegaard is, doing hair flicks and waiting for the ball. We're stuck with Trossard, like we're stuck with Arteta. Trossard, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and Havertz. I mean, those guys are massive wages, and we can't get rid of them. Prom agrees. Odegaard is one gust of wind from being crippled every time he plays, but Odegaard's been trash for 18 months. 13 likes, big up. Thank you. Especially when there's 13 people in the building, man. 13. I got 18 likes with 13 people. Look at that. I appreciate you guys. Thank Martinelli. Forgot he's Martinelli too. Yeah, he thinks he's Trossard. I swear this club giving me nightmares. Yeah, they definitely do. The thing Arteta doesn't learn is bro, it's annoying because we're making the same mistake. Bro, he should have been sacked based on his April record, right? But we continue to allow. And I told my mates, bro, if we can be within touching distance when May start, I think we might win it. Because May is usually when we turn up, but that's usually because the league is over. City have already overtaken us. City haven't overtaken us yet. So if we can win against Newcastle, we might have a chance to win it because we actually play like we got sense in May. The sun comes out and maybe, they're like solar panels. They soak it up or something. I don't know. But yeah. Promise so blatant, but some fans want to act like it's rosy. I can't. It's not in me to act like everything's okay. Everything is rosy in the garden. Hold on. I had water. Sorry. Because you guys know I walk when I get thirsty. There it is. I got the big jug today. Give me 2 shakes. I had to drink water because, my wife tells me I have to, but she's also cleaning my cup. So I had to actually use the jug today. But back into the comments. I love the community, man. You guys keep me going. And the fact that he hasn't used Norgard is mad to me. Bro, what was that guy bought for? Like, why did we bring him to the club? I mean, he hasn't even had a full 90 worth of actual, minutes over the season. It's crazy. MLS in midfield for that matter. Yeah, we'll never see that. I'm just gonna skim. I'm skimming through the chats because I don't want to get too far behind. But that's true. Please like and subscribe. Yep, please do. Is the Flocka. Iciest thing in Florida is Kodak Black's grill. Listen, I want one, bro. Listen, you guys will know. Like, you guys will know once everything is nice. I'm gonna come on here with a grill. All right. I want one. I've wanted one for years. I mean, I'm from Florida, so I wanted a grill. But every time I go to get one, I ain't got no money, man. Cause I gotta spend money to get back the thing. But yeah, your boy will come on here with a grill one of these days, and then you'll know I made it. Maybe when I hit 1,000 subscribers, then you'll see me grilled out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Yes. Speaking of. How's Gilfy doing? Gilfy Sigurdsson? Yeah, how is he doing? I don't know. Grade 3 kills your pace. Yes, it does. Saka still injured. Has been the whole season. That's true. Only if you get surgery straight away. Agreed. Saka needs 6 months off after the surgery. His rehab was too short. Yeah, he needed time. But because now we're paying him $300,000, there's that stress. And, he's going to want to rush back because he wants to be the star boy. We're saying he's a star boy. Big up Social, by the way. But yeah, man, I just don't think we handle our injuries very well because our manager's back against the wall. And when you're a new manager, when you're a new coach, you want to prove everyone wrong. Like you want to show that you know what you're talking about. So sometimes you just make decisions to get the best of everything, to get not the best of everything, but you make decisions to kind of to get over the line, and you end up sacrificing some of your players. So yeah, Arteta should not have rushed him back last season. There's a lot of players who rush back, and we're not seeing the best of them. But that's what we got. You need scar tissue to form behind the muscle. Yep. I might need ankle and knee surgery. Some ease. Yikes. I hope that it gets better, Fraley, man. I hope, because, man, when them knees start going, when them ankles start going, bro, I love playing sport. I love, I love talking sport. I love playing sport. But, when it's time, it's time. I don't think he worried about his hamstring going. He still has pain there because it's not completely re-strengthened. And that's valid as well. Yeah. So it's tough, man. And you can see, like, from my point of view, you can see some of these guys being rushed back. But the top goons will tell you, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I had one guy say, you're not a physio. You don't know. Bro, I can see the guy limping. Like, I don't have to be a medical doctor to see that a guy who's had a leg injury is limping around the pitch. And then, lo and behold, 2 weeks after that, he was on the bench again because he was injured. And I was like, oh, did I have to be a doctor to know that this guy was injured? Guess what? He's injured again. And then it just deflected. Oh, yeah, he's injured. Like, bro, I could see that the man was injured. You could see the injury coming. But no one else can see. Like, people were saying, Yamal was injured. He was going to get injured because he was overplayed. And boom, it happened. You don't have to be a medical doctor to know if you play thousands of minutes with no rest, then eventually your body's going to break down. And that's what happened. I don't have to be a doctor. I don't have to be a surgeon to figure that out, bro. The only way to get over serious injury is rest and long-term rehabilitation. At 23, 24, you need to protect the player from their own eagerness. Yeah, you need to protect them from themselves. And I say this a lot. And I've told this story. As the offensive coordinator for my team, I had one of my centers, man. I watched this kid go from not knowing how to play American football to being one of my best linemen. And I remember we were in a game, we were in a stretch, and he got hit. And like I said, I've done enough coaching, I've done enough medicine to know that if a guy's movement is different and it's slow and you're not punching, or you're punching somewhere, you're not hitting after I've taught you and I've seen that you can do it, bro, you're not right. And I had to pull him off, right? I said, nah. I said, it's okay. We'll put the backup in. And I remember he came back to me and he said, the doctor said it might be concussion. But I know I'll be good in a few days. I said, no, you're not playing. I said, you're not playing. He's like, yeah, but it's my last season. I said, listen, I know you want to play. I want you to play. You're the center of my offense. You're the guy that makes my offense go. Without the center, I can't go. I can't make it good. But I told him, I looked him in his eye. I said, as much as it hurts me, as much as it hurts you, I care about your future beyond football. I care. Like, it's great. We'll have this moment, and it will suck because it's your last season. It'll suck because we could make the play. It sucked we could do something. But I care more about you as a person. And he sat out. And I think he did end up playing one last game once the protocol was done. And he came back later. He said, thanks, coach. And I said, that's my job as your coach. My job as your coach is to save you from yourself. Like, the team, this is a sport, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. And we're not playing NFL. It doesn't matter. Right? Now he's not even playing American football anymore. He's coaching rugby. Right? He's not even playing American football. He's coaching rugby. But I could have put him back on the pitch in the field and risk further injury to him to win a football game that he ain't even playing now. He doesn't even care about now. Like, and that's just me. That's just me, man. Like, I care about you, the person. So, yeah, man. And I think that as the manager, you got to do that. Yes, Bakayo, I want us to win. Yes, I want to get over the line. But, bro, do I want to risk the rest of your career to get over the line? I have enough. This is where I think Mikel Arteta has gone. He's not a good manager. This is why I think he's not a good manager. And I've said this on my channel before. It doesn't just have to do with us not winning trophies. It's how you handle your squad. You're looking at guys, you're looking at young guys with their hamstrings hanging off to win, to boost your ego. You've got a squad. Norgard, bro, Supermendy is limping. Declan Rice saw his last legs. Norgard's there not being played. Could he have played against Brentford? Could he have played against Burnley? Could he have played against those lower teams and saved these guys some legs? Yes, he could have. But Mikel Arteta is so worried about getting over the line because he's got the pressure coming on that he's sacrificing these players' career. And that's why I don't like him as a coach. That's just the honest truth. So, my bad. I went on a tangent again, but that's just how I feel about him. But big up, Jack. He said, this guy Arteta doesn't know how to utilize the squad. How he got the Arsenal jobs so beyond me. He just got it based on the Pep Guardiola tax. It had to be. I just don't understand how the third biggest club in England hires the guy with no coaching experience. That's like me. You know, I've coached at this level, and the New England Patriots or the Miami Dolphins saying, "Hey, we want you to be head coach." Bro, I'm out of my league. Like, I'm out of my. And I know I'm out of my league. But I wouldn't mind. You know what I'm saying? I'll go there. We lose a couple games, I get a payoff. It'd be good for life. But no, I couldn't do it. Freddie said, "Did you play high level?" No, I played UK American football, which is basically like amateur, to be fair. Semi-pro, if you want to. It's not like NFL. I've never played like football. I've played with mates. I'm garbage because I'm rotund, like, so I'm not like the best runner. I've always been an offensive or defensive lineman. So if you know American football, kind of like how my body composition is. I am medium height and stocky, so I've always been kind of good. I've got short pace. But yeah, I just play with friends, and I'm pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? I only got a right foot. My left foot is garbage. But yeah, when it comes to American football, I think I'm pretty decent. I think I grew up in a place where NFL players made, and I think I could have at least made it to the college level. Maybe not like D1, but I could have made it to like, smaller university like FIU or FAM or one of those. But I decided to pursue my education, and that's how I ended up in the UK. So it turned out to be a good decision for me. But yeah, I've always been an American football player, not so much a football player. But being Hispanic, you love football. So yeah. Rick said, I know the feeling. I tore my ACL and MCL my junior year, bro. Sucks. Right? Tearing your knee, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you missing most of your senior year because you torn your knee, bro, and it sucks. As Promise Game said, Saka's been injured all season, and Social John said Saka needs 6 months off. MCL is so much better than ACL. Wahaha said, nice. Oh my God. Is that Sevilla? Oh, that was the bottle. And Freddie said that's Sevilla. But I don't know what bottle it was, bro. But yeah, they got me. They got me. And I know who it was, a Liverpool fan as well. But I was like, that's clever, man. That's clever. He said that's tough, man. It's the blend of vintages. You notice how much slower and heavier our players become under this coach. All new players got slower and heavier. Something ain't right. Yeah, it's like the opposite of Arsene Wenger. When Arsene Wenger got here, all of the players were, bumbling. They drank and they did all that. He got them nice and fit. This guy just put them all in quicksand. I mean, Trossard, we were talking about maybe being one of our players of the season. That guy's garbage. Martinelli and Saka, we were having a conversation about who's better. Both of them were in quicksand. Like, attackers, he hasn't improved any, man. I'm just saying. They have because of goals scored. I'm afraid he isn't leaving. The fans need to. Big up Tyson Mitchell. My bad. Big up Tyson Mitchell. He said, I'm afraid he isn't leaving. The fans need to first before Arsenal Football Club is released from captivity. We need him. We need to get the manager out for us to actually compete, in my opinion. I think even if we scrape across the line, even if we somehow manage to win the Champions League, which, like I said, I don't believe is going to happen, we're just going to continue doing this and more players going to be injured. So big up Tyson. He said, yeah, I tore my ACL a year before COVID hit, so never recovered my fitness with so much time away from sports. Knees fine, but the whole body feels sluggish, especially since I hit 30. My wife reminded me yesterday, I was like trying to run. She was like, you don't need to be running like that. And I was like, why? And she was like, because you're 30. And I'm like, hey, that's true. And I tell this story all the time, guys. I played the amateur. I knew that my time, even playing at an amateur level, was over. And pick up Jack. Thank you for stopping by. I saw that you were about to leave. But I played amateur American football, and I knew my time was done when, as an offensive, as an offensive defensive lineman, I couldn't get to the point of attack. I saw that was my bread and butter. Getting to the hole and punishing the running back, getting to the hole and putting pressure on the quarterback. I knew my time was done when I saw the running back in the hole, and I was like, I got this fool. He going down. And he took 2 steps, and I took 1, and he was out of there. And I was like, but I just felt like I was moving in slow motion. And I remember that was my last game. I said, yep, the game's left me. I said, it's gone. I said, I just don't feel like I can run anymore. And it might be because I gained a little bit of weight, but I just think so much pressure on my knees and stuff from like the active lifestyle I was living. It let me know that my time had come to an end. So yeah, you just kind of know. But I mean, as an athlete, 30 is kind of when it starts going downhill anyway. Baguette Grill. I'm gonna get one for real, bro. For real, with a gap and everything, bro. Why I said, yeah, Gilfy's back playing in Iceland after the arrest and deviant rumors came out in 2020. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yikes. Want to touch that with a 10-foot bull? Yeah. I feel you though. I don't understand footballers who do stupid stuff. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Like TP5, bro, you're rich. Like you don't have to do stupid stuff. You're rich. You can get anybody you want. Why are you doing stupid stuff? It just poor training, bro. Poor people. And if he's found guilty, bro, he's a scumbag. But yeah, like I still, Mason Greenwood, I still think he's a little bit of a scumbag, to be fair. But I think people can be rehabilitated. But if you go that far, there's something innate in you that causes you to go that far. Like you never rehabilitate a serial killer because there's something innate in you that wants you to do that. Just saying. Bro, my football career was done at 17. High intensity style football as well. CTA, no joke. Yeah. And that sucks, man. That's my football career was done when I was 5'6" in the 11th grade. And yeah, I didn't grow. All my friends and stuff was 6 foot. I was 5'6" and hefty and little yak. I was jack, bro. But yeah, I knew I wasn't going to college, a major college. I was like, dang. But hey, it worked out for me, man. I'm here waffling to you guys, so I guess it worked out. Is that listen? My life injury list. Oh, listen, my lifetime injury list: broken foot, metatarsal broke, ruptured Achilles, torn lower back muscles, left sciatica, ruptured patella. Can't tell me about recovery and healing. I have experience. Big up social. That is a list. And I hope you're doing better now, though. I hope you're doing better. Because I know that those things shook. Long-term injuries are not great. My knee still gives me trouble. But I'm lucky that that was the only injury that I've had in a long time of playing and being active. And I have friends who are runners and triathletes, and they talk about breaking and hurting stuff. So as kind of hefty as I am, I'm lucky that it hasn't been worse. But yeah, big up social, man. I hope those things get better. And I hope that you're feeling a little bit better. Drop dead weight and do daily walking for at least half hour a day. Yep. And I'm still playing ball. Well, that's good. You're still playing ball. You're still active, and that's a good thing, bro. It's a good thing. I ruptured my Achilles and dislocated my ankle. Yikes! I tore my car. Yikes! Bro, I've never broken a bone. Knock on wood or something. Like, I've never broken a bone, so I am very lucky. Very lucky on that bit. But yeah, when it comes to muscle injuries and stuff, I have had quite a few. Pulled muscles, hammies, no tears, luckily. But yeah, the knee was the only thing I tore, and it sucked. Jack, I already know that ankle one is the worst one. Yeah, ankle injuries suck. Ankle was actually not as bad because my body went into shock. The Achilles rupture felt like I got shot. Bro, this is why I will always respect, may he rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. That guy ruptured his Achilles, still took the free throws and walked off like a boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. But yeah, let me get back to the chat because your boy waffling again. Okay, this is what we do here, man. Gyökeres looks heavy. He needs more time with strength and conditioning. He needs to be bullying players. He's on the floor way too much. Yeah, I think Gyökeres, to me, thought that he could still do that Portuguese thing, and he can't do that. You need to be more the championship Gyökeres, man. You need to remember how that was. And yeah, you need some strength and conditioning, right? You need to do some running, some plyometrics, do something, right? Get more limber, because boy, crazy. Jack says I'm back to work. Said my Achilles wasn't bad, but that shot noise on turning like a tire pop. Didn't even feel anything, mad heat, no movement. What surgery did you get? Keyhole or insertion? Oh, jeez. When I tore my knee, I heard a pop, and I still kind of played on it, and then it just went, and I was like, yeah. And the pop is what scared me, because I'm like, ooh, is that the ACL, bro? But they did a test, and it was like, no, torn meniscus, and I think it was a partial tear to MCL. But they said everything would heal if I just left it alone. So I had to sit on the sideline and not play the position that I love. What's up? Ricky said, when will it be time to hold the Cronkies responsible for our test failure? Or are they blameless? What's your take on the Cronkies, my broski? I'm making no secret, man. And big up Brian and Gavin who just came in. I promise I'll get to your comments. Big up. Listen, I've always been honest about my feelings on the Cronkies. I don't like American owners and non-American sports. That's just me. That's just me. Like, and when I say non-American sports, I mean like cricket, like rugby, like football. I just don't like it. Right? I don't like it because I feel like a lot of American billionaires. Now you can say, yeah, but look at Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney is different because they bought into the club. And do they want to make something financial? I think eventually, but they bought into the culture of the club, and they're millionaires. They're not billionaires, right? Billionaires are different, and I think that billionaire Americans don't care anything but about American sports, right? And why is that? Because football, you can get relegated. You can lose in football. In the NFL, you can't lose. You could have the trashiest team you've ever seen. 0-16. The stadium gonna be full. You're gonna get payouts. You can't get relegated, so you know you're gonna be in that same league next year, and you get the first draft pick, which means that you're gonna get a guy whose jersey sales is gonna be through the roof. You're gonna get a guy who could possibly change things, and then maybe in 5 years you'll be in the Super Bowl, unless you're a Dolphins fan. But you know what I'm saying? There's no law. There's no risk. Same thing with NBA. There's no risk. When it comes to football, I feel like a lot of American owners try to treat it like it's that. Like it's the NBA or the NFL. And you can't run that. English football, European football, it's different. You have to run it differently. And a lot of them don't. The one thing you can say about the teams that, like Americans, like the FSG, they've got football people in it. Edwards is a football person. Klopp is a football person. They've said, I'll get football people in and you'll be successful. Excuse me, right? Roman Abramovich, say what you will about him. That guy was a football person. Was he into shady stuff? Probably. But he was a football guy. He cared about the on-pitch product. Bro, the Glazers don't care about the on-pitch product. The Cronkies don't care about the on-pitch product. The only way they care about what's happening on the pitch is if it affects the box office sales, if it affects season tickets, if it affects the merchandising. That's when they start to care. Otherwise, it doesn't matter to them. Because if they cared about football, this guy would have been gone 2 seasons ago when he bought the league the second time. But because, the season tickets, it's on a freeze because everybody's still buying season tickets. Merch, we've gone up 10 pounds. The shirts are sold out. And I'm part of the problem. I say that. I'm part of the problem. But yeah, the Cronkies have always been to blame. The issue that people have and how you kind of give how the people shifted from the Cronkies is they used to say the Cronkies don't give you any money. Well, they've given this guy $1.3 billion. So they've allowed him to use the club's assets to get better players. We're paying Jesus out the wazoo. We're paying Madueke tons. We're paying Havertz tons. Like, these guys are bums, but they gave him the money to get these players. So they're still culpable, but you have to lay it at the feet of Arteta because this guy wanted these players. You have to lay it at the feet of Andrea Berta and Edu because these guys bought these players. Yeah, Berta's not giving a pass just because he got here. You bought some of these players too, broski. Who okayed the Nani Madueke deal instead of Ryan Cherky? Like, who okayed some of these deals? You still got to look at Berta as well, right? So, the Cronkies are still to blame, but you can't look at them about the on-field product because they're not the ones putting players out. They're not the ones not rotating. They're not the ones bottling trophy. They've given you all the rope to, you can take the rope and catch the bull or you can hang yourself with it. Right now, Mikel Arteta's hanging himself with it. He ain't catching the bull. The bull is destroying him. Man City Bull is destroying that guy, right? So the Cronkies are still to blame. They do not care about on-field product until it affects their pockets. But what we can go and band together to tackle is the manager. Because I think if we had an Enrique or we had an Inzaghi or we had I don't know, Zidane, right? And he wins 2 or 3 titles, then nobody cares about the Cronkies. Whether they're giving us money or not, it doesn't matter. Because we're seeing silverware. Now we're blaming the Cronkies because Mikel Arteta has failed. Because Edu has failed. Because Berta, still on fraud watch, may or may not have failed. So this is how I feel about the Cronkies. They're still to blame. I don't want them in the club. I want owners who love the on-field product, right? Some of the best owners that you see, they love the on-field. Say what you want about Marinakis. He's a madman, but he cares about the on-field product, right? And that's what I want, right? Look at Leicester. Leicester's former owner, may he rest in peace, he cared about the on-field product so much that they won the Premier League before we did. They've won it more recently. They've won a lot of trophies more recently than we have. That guy cared about the on-field product. His son, he's not as good as it. And now they've been relegated to League One. You have to have someone who cares about the on-field product but knows how to run the business. Cronkies know how to run a business. They built that billion-pound stadium out in LA. They know how to run a business. They don't care about the on-field product. Arsenal's a business. We're making profit. You see it every year. Arsenal posts a profit. Arsenal posts a profit. That's good enough to them. We need people, and this is what I thought Andrea Berta would be, a guy who understands the on-field product and say, bro, you're not good enough, goodbye. But does he have that power? Has Josh Kroenke given him that power? If not, then we just got what we got. But yeah, like, I've always held the Kroenkes accountable, but they're not who I'm going against now. So, I'm worried about the manager, the guy who's actually putting something on the pitch. While I said, mentioning Greenwood triggers me. I wish only the worst for dudes like that. Sorry, but not sorry. Yeah, bro, scumbag behavior. And I'm honest about scumbags, bro. Like, I don't think there's some things, there are mistakes that you can make. When you drink drive and you hit something or hit someone, and like I said, we were talking about whatchamacallit. That's a mistake. that you can atone for, because you know you can become Alcoholics Anonymous. But if you're a scumbag and you're beating people and you're XAing people, that's something innate. It doesn't matter how much therapy you have. In the back of your mind, you'll always have that. So I ain't got time for them dudes, man. And with people like Thomas Partey, if he's guilty, scumbag, put him under the jail. If he's not guilty, then he'll always have that stigma because the court of public opinion has already stated something. As far as like if we're talking about life things, like you guys, Views was talking about Getz, right? Getz drink driving, that was bad behavior. And he killed somebody, bro, and it sucks. For their family, but that's something that he can't atone for because someone's lost their life. But it's something that now that he's had that experience, he will probably never drink drive again. He'll probably once he gets out, he'll probably think twice. And maybe he won't. Maybe he won't drink. Maybe he will drink drive again. Some people do, some people don't. Some people just need a near death or a near terrible experience to not do those things again. But yeah, when it comes to like the domestic stuff, I think it's just an innate thing that you have in you, and it doesn't matter how much kind of rehabilitation you got. There's always something in your mind that will be scummy. That's just me. But enough of that. Big up Waha. That's where Lakers get all my hate. But I can't stand the Lakers. I wish LeBron would leave, but he just doesn't. I wish he would just retire, and he just doesn't. The guy's 62 years old. Just leave. Tired of hearing about LeBron. And LeBron's also not the GOAT, in my opinion. Just because of what he did with the Heat and the whole cramp gate. Nah, broski. Big up, Brian. I heard my mom's doing better, so that's always good. And I hope you're doing good as well, man. We always talking about Momsy, but I hope, Brian, that you're doing well as well, because I know that it takes a lot of you to care for your parents when they're supposed to be caring for you. So make sure that you're getting the proper rest and the proper recovery, and that you're looking after yourself. Don't just be consumed with everything. I know it's a lot, and I know it's hard to say, but make sure that people are checking on you and that you're checking in with people, Brian. That's just what I think on that, because it does take a lot out of you. But big up for coming back. Wahaha. Gavin said big up Rican. Everyone's bigging up. Prom says like and subscribe. Yes, please do. We're still close to 500. I haven't looked at it in a while, but we're almost there. Bigging up Wahaha. That's actually a good take. Which one? I be waffling. This is the problem. I need to catch up with the chat. But thank you. I'm a Tennessee Titans fan. We were the worst team season before last, got #1 draft pick, and we're still rubbish last season. But you guys got a good receiver. See, this is what happens. Match reaction. This was only supposed to be about Arsenal, and then we started waffling about other stuff. But that's fine. I'll end eventually. But the Titans got a wide receiver. I like Cam Ward because he came from University of Miami. I love that guy, and I told you guys, University of Miami. I sit next to it every day. But yeah, I love the University of Miami. That guy under pressure is one of the greatest people I've seen in the pocket. Sometimes to his detriment, he kind of dropped the ball a little bit. But I think if Tennessee surrounds Cam Ward with a good offensive line and good weapons, he will take you guys deep in the playoffs. Which I think that if you had given Vrabel Cam Ward and allowed him the defense, I think they would be something. But spilled milk, man. Spilled milk. Prom says, I'm hearing Berta is the next manager lined up already, and there's a merging meeting with the board already too. If that's true or not, we will see when Arteta loses the league again. What's your take on that? If we're thinking about it, you can't be in this position and not think about the eventualities. Now, like I said, if we had football people in it, we had football people on our board, this guy would have already been told he's not being retained at the end of the season. Like, just because of the stress he puts on the players, the fact that we've been knocked out of 2 competitions. Like, this is my thing, right? And if I was an owner, I couldn't just look at this season and say, oh, you won something. I'd look at it in 5 season increments, right? And this is why I think you should have been gone 2 seasons ago. If you're looking at, your record, you're looking at the cup record per se, right? 1 out of 25 ain't good, bro. It doesn't matter how you spin it. 1 out of 25 isn't great. Like, it's a low percentage, right? 1 out of 25 is probably good. 1 out of 25 is only good if you have your MOT and you've got 1 problem out of 25. You've done your 25-point inspection and there's only 1 thing wrong. That's when 1 out of 25 is good. But if you're going to get trophies, if you're going to win things, 1 out of 25 ain't a good statistic. So if I'm the ownership, I have to look at that, and I can't be, I've seen that, if you've won the Champions League first time in our history, oh, that's great. I've seen that, you've won the league for the first time in 20 years. Oh, that's great. Oh, here's 5 more years. Like, no, it has to be, oh, I see you've won the title, and I see you won the FA Cup, but you've also lost X amount. Thank you so much for that. But if you're hitting the metrics in the last 5 years, 2 out of 25 isn't a good statistic. Well, 2 out of 26 at that point isn't a good statistic. So you look at that and say, I don't think we'll be, renewing your contract. And in my job, if I got 1 out of 25, they let me sell. I wouldn't be fired. If I was average on 25 things and poor on 1 thing, I wouldn't be fired. But they'd say, listen, you're not up for a promotion. You can't get a promotion because you've only hit 1 of your 25 things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I feel about that. I think that if they're businessmen and if Berta is being allowed to be the football guy, he's looking at Arteta and just like they were looking at what's his face, Ange, right? They're looking at Ange and saying, yeah, that's great, bro. That's great. You won the Europa League, but you failed in all the other metrics. So thank you for winning a trophy. On your bike, fella. That's how we should be looking at Arteta. Bro, you've been here 6 years, 1.3 billion. Our squad is inflated. Our squad is injured. And you've won one major trophy and 1 FA Cup in 6 years. Thank you so much for getting us back at the top. It's time to go. It's time to do something new. That's how I'll be feeling. But we don't know. We don't know. Big up to the first lady of the channel. It's all about the U. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, love. It's all about the U. I love the Hurricanes. That's my, if you ask me about the Hurricanes versus the Dolphins, it'll always be the Hurricanes because the Dolphins get up and lead tomorrow, but the Hurricanes will always be from Miami. We will always have the Miami Hurricanes, and we will always forever be the U. So there we go. Big up to the first lady. And she's commenting, which means that I've probably been on here too long. Because when she started commenting in the middle of the day, that means she's hungry. I'm telling you, I'll give y'all a free game, right? But yeah, 1 out of 25, Anthony Bennett field goal, bruh. Shaq in the fool numbers, bro. Gee, that man Shaq's field. How are you that tall, that big, and can't hit free throw? They're free. But yeah, that Anthony Bennett was garbage. Big up Kwame, thank you for stopping by. Big up Gavin as well. Arteta brings Saka, but the damage has been done. Yeah, bro. The man ain't got no hamstrings left, man. Because he's Dunsky. He is Dunsky. So yeah. I'm sad to see that. I love Saka. I've got his kit in the thing, but I hope that he gets rest and he can be that player we saw. I don't think he'll turn into that super world class. But yeah, bro, I hope that he can be part of the player that we saw. Big up Gav. And Brian says, Mom back at the care from hospital yesterday. I spoke to her earlier and she's okay. I feel much better talking to Mom, so I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Thanks for asking. And I'm always gonna ask, man. As I said, I lost my mom. So it's good to see people, still with their mothers and cherishing their moms and stuff, man, because I have to go through every Mother's Day without my mom. So although I have a world-class, amazing, crazy mother-in-law who keeps me on my toes and she loves me to death. And I also have my aunt who's like my second mom. So I have had moms who've picked up the slack, but when you lose your actual mom, there's not a lot that can replace that. So big up to Brian. And I know it's tough, man, but keep going strong. I know you got it in you. Even though you chose the wrong team, got to keep the banter going. But nah, for real, on a real thing, like I know it's tough, but if the community helps and the community here for you, man, keep coming. Keep coming to the community. That's what we're here for. So, and Kwame said, hope your mom is well. Yep. And Brian, I'm glad she's well. Yep. That was weird. It must have came out at the same time. It's me. I'm the problem. One of my best friends went to University of Miami as an exchange student. And yeah, man, I talk about this. Like, I had an opportunity to go to the University of Miami or go abroad for university, and I chose abroad for university. I'm from Miami. If I wanted to go back to get another degree, I can go back to the University of Miami. I had to pay an arm and a leg, but I could. But now I wanted to go abroad, man. I wanted to go abroad. I wanted to live in a different country, and I chose England. I chose the University of Southampton, as I've said before, and I don't regret it. But I will always and forever be a Miami Hurricane, because Miami is my home, man. It's where I grew up. It's where I'm from. So, yeah, I love it. It's the only place like it in the world. Miami is. There's no description that I can give. Big up. Said came back indoctrinated with Cane's waffle, bro. Yeah, man. The Canes have had the greatest moments of my life, and it's the thing, right? If you guys aren't familiar, right, and this is what the show is for, I hope to help you get familiar with some American sport. But the Miami Hurricanes and Arsenal in my life are very similar, right? So I'll take you back to 2003 when I was a youngin. And like 2001, we had won the national championship, right? We were on top of the world. 2002, man. 2003, we were back in the national championship, right? And we lost on some BS call to Ohio State, which is why I can't stand them, which is when we smacked them around this year. I was over the moon. But we beat Ohio. We should have beat Ohio State in a late call. And if you had told me in 2003 that we would be in the national championship game and we wouldn't be there for 20 years, I'd say you was lying, bro. I was like, there's no way, we to you. But then we had an instance where we were hit by sanctions because a booster was giving money to the players and somebody ratted on them or something happened. For 20 years, there was a 5-year stretch where University of Miami football program was almost done. They almost got rid of it because of the scandals. So we were trashed for a long time. And I watched, when I was growing up and I was coming into school, I watched some of my teammates go to Florida State in Florida because Miami couldn't recruit anybody because they couldn't have postseason. So nobody wants to go to college and not be able to play in the postseason, not be able to try for the national championship. So they all went to Florida State. They all went to Florida. And they lost a whole generation of Miami kids playing for the University of Miami. Now, this season, this past January, February, we were back in the national championship. We lost to Indiana, and it sucked. But it was so great to get back to the promised land. And it's the same thing with Arsenal. 2003, I bet you every Arsenal fan in chat, if they told you in 2004 that you wouldn't be here for 22 years, you'd say you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Get out my face. And it's true. Right? And this is where I get my mentality when it comes to Arsenal. I'm clear on the board. I love the job that our head coach at the University of Miami has done. I think he's done a great job. However, we got to the national championship this year. My expectation is to be in the playoff again. And if we get to the national championship and we do not win, he gotta go. And I love Mario Cristobal. I think he's changed the face of the program. But he's had his 5 years. He's had his 4 or 5 years. You know, he had his rebuild year. We were 1 game away from the playoff last season. We made the playoff, ran the gamut this season. Now you've got to win it. And if he doesn't get to it, it's a regression. And we got to start thinking about getting rid of him. And it sucks, but that's how sports is. Because the University of Miami is the college football program in Florida. Always has been. So now that we're back, now that we're at this level, that's what we expect. It's not, oh, you know, we weren't here for 22 years and we just gotten back. And it's okay. You can use 5 more years to get. No, bro. We know that we got a team. Now you're getting recruits. Now you're getting money. Now we want to win the national championship. And that's what he's retooling for. But that's how it should be. And I think with standards, your standards change based on how good you are, right? Big up Brian in the chat. And I'm glad that Brian's here, right? Brian's handle is relegation to world champs, right? If you had told Brian when they were battling relegation that they would have won the Champions League if you told Brian when they were getting relegated, they would have won everything, right? He'd have snapped your hand off for it. But now that they have won everything, the standards change. You can't say, oh, but we're little Chelsea and we used to get relegated. No, we've won everything. We are one of the big clubs now. So the standard has to change. With Arsenal, I never feel like it's that. I feel like we've gotten to the promised land, and instead of people saying, oh, we should push for more, we deserve more, we're the 3rd biggest club in England, it's, no, guys, we should be happy to be here. Not everyone can win. Apparently City can. Apparently Liverpool can win. Apparently Chelsea can win. Apparently Man United can win. Apparently, Liverpool can win. Even Tottenham have won a trophy more recent than us. And we keep talking about, oh, but it's not a divine right. It's not a divine right for us to win. It's weak sauce, man. You have to keep the standard strong. And half of our fan base is okay with competing like we're mid-table. And that's why we keep falling behind. Bro, history changes. We're making history now. Like, we are in the midst of making history. So if we do not win, no one cares, bro. Because City will be the team. City are a few trophies behind us. Chelsea are a few trophies behind us. We will be left behind because we're happy to compete. And we'll still be talking about Invincibles. No, bro. Invincibles is great. You can't hold on to that for 52 years, but we're invincible. And that's coming from a Dolphins fan. Nobody cares that we were undefeated in 1972. It's great, but you guys suck now. Dolphins fans, we ain't talking about we the only undefeated team. Those guys die off every year. Like, when I was growing up, it was like 12 of them. Now it's probably like 2 or 3. Nobody remembers the Dolphins' undefeated season. And pretty soon, nobody remembers the invincible season. Nobody will care. These young kids do not care. They care about what they see now. And what we're seeing now is Arsenal not winning when we should. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bad. I'm sorry. I jumped into a thing, right? This is what happens to me. I waffle. Let's tell those think we have a still chance of winning the title. It's over when we lost to Bournemouth last month. It's over. It's dead. It's gone. And I hear you, and I respect that. But there's a part of me that just like, and I showed you guys this. This is what I came home to my car to see. The Arsenal bottle in my windshield wiper. This is what I came home to. And I'm going to keep showing it until we win something. I got to. The belief is just so I don't get this all summer. That's it. Because this is just the beginning, guys. This is the precursor. People know that I'm an Arsenal fan. I walk with my Arsenal merch all day, every day, because I love the club. So yeah, there we go. There we go, guys. Well, I said Stoney dropping hints between the lines, and she said, "I just come pop in, see what's going on, then back to my girly shows." That's true. She's in the lounge on her iPad, curled up in my beanbag, because I got a beanbag in the joint. So she's probably on a beanbag. And then when I get in the room, she said, "Oh, you want to sit here?" And then she moves up to the couch, but I just let her have a beanbag. But yeah, Behar, Boucher, and all that good stuff. Yeah. American football. I love American football, bro. I get it. University sports is huge in the U.S., but they also connect all the youth, and I wish I experienced that. Yeah, bro. Like being a college football fan, this is why I say I feel like I understand the tribalism. I understand the tribalism of football because that's how college football is. College football is very. If I go to a college, that's my. I love them for life, like everything. So, yeah, you should watch if you ever get the opportunity. Go to a college football game, man. Like, and I can recommend a lot. Penn State. If you want something that is probably easier to get to, like Pennsylvania, Penn State, Virginia Tech. If you're going East Coast, if you're just actually able to go, Alabama, LSU, Florida State, and Miami. If you're going to Florida, although I give them trash, Florida State, when the Doak Campbell is full, it's rocking. Florida, when the Swamp is full, is rocking, and Hard Rock Stadium, it's a vibe outside and inside the stadium. So yeah, if you ever get an opportunity, I would say try it out, man, because they're all different, but they're all amazing. Stop all this hurricane waffle. Gators is the premier football team in Florida. I don't think that's true, my friend. I think you need to check how many national championships you got and get back to me. If we're talking about basketball, you got it. But yeah, if we're talking about American football, I don't think that's true, my friend. But thank you for stopping by. Hurricane was also named one of the greatest snooker players ever, Alex Hurricane Higgins. I know nothing about snooker. Snooker. Yeah. I just learned, like, I know how to play pool, and that's it. Like the regular 8-ball joint. But yeah, I be watching it on TV because they have them in the pub sometimes. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Mara said we lost to Bournemouth because Michael B. Jordan won an Oscar. That's true. Listen. This woman here, she loves all of her. Michael B. Jordan. Bad Bunny is her person now. I've lost my wife to Bad Bunny, everyone. She probably watching the Super Bowl halftime show for the 6,000th time. Because I feel like she watches it every night. And the Super Bowl was donkeys years ago, but it wasn't that long ago. But yeah, once your name is Michael Jordan, you're destined for great things. I don't know, man, because his kids was trash. But yeah, Michael, GOAT, man. Michael's still the GOAT. Michael's still the GOAT for me. You can say what you want about LeBron, but Michael played when he was hungover and called it a flu game. But we know what was wrong, my boy. But yeah. Okay, thanks. So I ever find myself near any college football games, I'll do it even when I don't really care for the game itself. So this is the thing, wahaha, with like the game. Like if you're not into the game, American sports, for the most part, like baseball, right? Baseball, people don't go to baseball to watch baseball. Some of them do, but most people go to baseball for the pomp and circus and getting hammered at a baseball stadium. Like, ain't much going on, but you're getting hammered, you're having a good time. American football can be like that as well. You've got the tailgates where you're outside. You got people barbecuing and, having a good time. People kind of saying everything. In Miami, the way Hard Rock Stadium is, it's got a lot of parking lot space. So, yeah, you got people doing the tailgates and stuff. And they do the set up the field goals. It's just an experience, man. You ain't even got to like the game. It's just a lot of stuff to do outside of it. And then I'm pretty sure Dolphin Stadium isn't that far away from some gentlemen's clubs, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. But big up the Seahawks. Yeah. NFL champions. NFL champions. So yeah. Yeah, that dude who I was talking about, he was a Seahawks fan, the one who was concussed. So I'm pretty sure he's happy. And Brian said, I agree. I've seen my team win 31 trophies and one. I'm happy the way we're being run at the moment. No win. He said, one all, I am happy the way we're being run at the moment. Not win everything again. And yeah, bro, the way we're running, and Brian, like I said, I banter and then I'm serious. I think Chelsea, if they don't get their next appointment right and they don't get their recruitment right and they don't get football people in, we could be talking about Chelsea being the next London club getting relegated, because that's what happened with Tottenham. Tottenham had that success with Pochettino, and they went for the money instead of going for the football. And now that Dan Levy's just left, now they're in the relegation zone. That's crazy, bro. Crazy. But long may it continue. I hope they go down. But when it comes to Chelsea, you guys could be in that same mode, man. You could be relegation to world champs to relegation again if they don't get football people in. Like, these Americans cannot run it like American sports. You can't just have a trash team and have a do-over. Once you go down to the championship, there is no guarantee you come back. Ask Portsmouth. Ask Portsmouth. Ask the Derbies of the world. The Blackburn Rovers. Like, ask them. Once you go down, there's not a guarantee you will make it back. Doesn't matter how big or small you are. So, I'm just saying, they need to get football right, or else it's going to be trouble. That's tough. He had next level drive. LeBron couldn't do it. Sick. LeBron, when he had the cramps, bro, I was done with that guy. He cramped. Oh my God, I cramped up. I can't play anymore. Oh, it hurts so bad. You let old man Tim Duncan and old man Manu Ginobili and old man Tony Parker and Kawhi, bro. I don't want to talk about it. It's still raw. It's over a decade ago. It's still raw. It's still raw in my soul. Because he embarrassed me. And then he left to go win the championship. Weak sauce. I have more respect for Kobe because Kobe stayed with the trash Lakers and took them to the championship. So yeah. I rank Jordan, Kobe, then LeBron. That would be my rankings of GOATs, if you ask me. MJ's the GOAT. No scrub with a finals record of 4-7 can ever come close. Yeah. Oh, but he went to 10 straight finals. And this is the thing with LeBron. And this lets me know what kind of society we live in. Oh, he went to 10 straight finals. Oh, he had 4 title races and only won 1. Great. Sounds good. But how can you be the GOAT? Alex Ferguson won 13, broski. Arsene Wenger won what, 3? Come on, bro. You can't be the greatest manager in history just because you won 1 trophy. That's not how that works. So yeah, Higgins is one of the best. Still don't know anything about snooker, so you guys are over my head on that one. And he went and played baseball for a few seasons. That's because he had a gambling thing. We all know, but yeah, and came back and was still the best. Yeah, the man won 6, man. If he hadn't gone back, if he hadn't been forced out of the league to take a break, bro, he could have won 8. You know, we talking about Bill Russell type numbers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. LeBron is a joke, runs the weight, and then face cramps when he starts choking. Yeah, bro. When I tell you, young Mickey was hot, bro. I was so angry. I'm like, bro, look at this bum. Look at this bum. I watched Wade take over the finals, and in 2006, and this guy talking about my cramps. Oh, crap, I can't do anything. And then he started, bro. Who saved him? Who saved him? Who saved him in Cleveland? Kawhi, not Kawhi. What's his name? Kyrie. Kyrie saved him in Cleveland. Who saved him in the bubble? Anthony Davis. Come on, bro. I always have respect for Kobe because Kobe took the Lakers to the chip when he had some bums. He had some scrubs next to him. And he took over, he said, bro, I'm a witness. I'll put y'all on my back. I've never seen LeBron do that, bro. I've never seen LeBron do that. I've never seen LeBron say, you know what? I'm going to take this team over myself. It's always somebody else, man. But Listen, he's done great things, and he has longevity. He's a great player, generational talent. But bro, he can't. For me, I put Wade over him. If we're talking about leaders and guys who get the job done, I put Wade over him. Wade took pay cuts so that he could get championships. That's a leader to me. But if we're talking about those, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bean Bryant, and then LeBron. That's just me. Waha makes fun of a guy who's actually sick and then chokes against him too. Yeah, bro. LeBron is. That was when he made fun of Dirk Nowitzki. I'm pretty sure it was, right? Dirk Nowitzki, if I'm correct. And Dirk put that work on, bro. Dirk put that work on us too, bro. My favorite basketball is Larry Bird. Yeah, bro, that boy can shoot. Larry Bird can shoot. Larry Bird can shoot. Man, that boy can shoot. And he was a trash talker. I like that. But yeah, Larry Bird. Leicester got relegated to League One. Yes, they did. And it's sad. It's sad to see, man. I had this conversation in the morning. I wonder if they give Jamie Vardy a call to try to get him out. I know he's kind of old, but I think he could actually, yeah. But yeah. Good for him to hold medium loves him so much they ended up giving him a couple rings. So he's not a complete joke. LeBron, yeah. Yeah, man. The bubble championship, diabolical. And of course, Kyrie saved him. So Assport Vale. Yeah, bro, all the way down there. D Wade and Smith. Bro, I love Dwayne Wade. I love Dwayne Wade, bro. That guy, Dwayne Wade is the first individual player who made me happy to be a sports fan. Because the Miami Heat was kind of mid before he got there. And when Shaq got there, he wasn't over the hump, but he was getting there. You could see he was kind of past his best years. But when he took over in the playoffs in 2006, I was like, this guy is it, bro. And then when he went injured, I was like, dang, we would never see the greatness again. And then, the big three happened. And I was like, yeah. And I hated that he left and went, but it's all right. I know he wanted to play for the hometown team in Chicago. And then he went to Cleveland, and then he came back. So the prodigal son will always be the prodigal son. Kyrie and the league itself. Yep. Kobe as a player, great as a person. Colorado. Yeah. Yeah. This is what I say, man. Sometimes the fame gets to you. I don't understand it myself, but maybe because I ain't got that kind of money. If I'm rich and famous and I can get any girl that I want, why would I just do stupid stuff? Don't know. You either end up, getting accused, or you end up like what's his face? Lamar Odom in a bunny ranch, on drugs, because it's weird, but I'm glad he got help. And while I said, yep, Nowitzki, he said the warm-up jacket all-star thing always sticks with me. What was that? I don't know. Tell me in the chat. Big up to me. This isn't supposed to be a match preview. I know we always digress on here. But I have come up with my match prediction, which was supposed to be after all that stuff, but I like talking to the chat. I always say Larry Bird. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, Larry Bird. All-star 3-point. Yeah, man. Larry Bird was a shooter, bro. He was a shooter. That's why I like Steph. But the thing that I feel though is that's happened is now everybody's jacking up threes. Like, you got centers taking threes. Like, the game is gone. Everybody wants threes. Everybody wants to jack up threes because threes are greater than 2. Like, I miss seeing dudes in the paint, like, bullying, like just the paint stuff. Like, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you get rid of the 3-point line or something. I don't know. But anyway, see, you guys can get me off task. You know how my brain works. I can go all the way left. This is my prediction, and then we'll go back into the chat because I'll stay on for like 30 more minutes because my wife will actually be messaging me that she wants me to go. But and I know that actually I'll probably leave before that because I do know that Shane is having a members stream that I probably want to hop on for a couple minutes if I can, because I'm pretty sure I'm one of his members. But I like talking to Shane. It's good talking to Shane. One day I'll be invited back to the Bruised Banana. I know he does a rotation, so I'm just like I'm waiting on my chance. I'm waiting on my call. I'm the sixth. I'm like the 10th man. But you know when it comes back and Shane gets me on the Bruised Banana, you know what I'm saying, I will be there. Because the last time I was there, I think I still had the cell phone and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, I was still waffling and dribbling all on myself and stuff. But now I got my live streaming chops, so you know now I can actually act like I got some sense. You know what I'm saying? But yes, anyway, Arsenal 2, Newcastle 1. As I said, I never predict a loss on here, but I also think that with our backs against the wall, with us just not, with us having to win, I think we'll go for it, and I think we'll get 2-1. My issue is that we'll probably win, and the City will go and score 5 against whoever they play next. But I can't think about that. I only got to think about us. And I'm going 2-1. So put your numbers in the put your score. Actually, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. I'm gonna try something. Hold on. Can I do it? Did it work? It was supposed to be a poll, but I thought it came in. What have I done? Fine Bookie. I don't know what I've just done now. That's diabolical. I thought it was gonna be like in the chat, because I don't think you guys. Oh wait, somebody clicked on it. Can you click on it? Is that a thing? Can you guys click on it? Oh, look at that. Listen. This is why I got the world-class chat. I don't know how things work. Wow. So that's how I go. Look at that. Wow, with the help again. Because I know you can do one in the actual chat, but wait, how'd I do it? So let me say, wait. Because the thing is, I don't be having actual studio on. Okay, wait. Well, now where is it gone? Wait, if I hide this, will it come back? Oh, snap! We waving. Look at that. We trying something. Yeah, I hear you, the one that got to create in YouTube, but I'll never actually have my YouTube studio on. The reason I don't have my YouTube studio on, I'm only in StreamYard, is because I am working on a laptop. So I try not, because if I open up too many like tabs, my screen starts glitching and then everything freezes. So I'm trying to keep everything together. But once I get like a better area, I'm gonna try to get a PC, or use my wife's area that she has for an actual office, and probably get a green screen or something. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm using her old laptop, and so far it's doing me good. Everybody can see me. I ain't freezing. You know, you can see I look good, everything. But you know what I'm saying, I don't want to touch it too much, especially when I'm on stream, because if it starts crashing, I will cry. So that'd be me. But yeah, thank you, Waha. I appreciate that. And going back to the comments, what do you think of the idea that Italy should play in the World Cup instead of Iran? Sorry, Iran is like the American thing. Instead of Iran. This is the thing that I said, Brian. And hold on, let me hide this thing. Let me start the poll. 2 of you said a draw, 1 of you said a win. And that's cool. I think it's no, one of you said a loss, 2 of you said a draw, and I said a win. So yeah. So back to this. Oh, it was already up. Back to this, Brian. I don't like politics intertwining with the World Cup. I feel like the World Cup is for everyone. I feel like the World Cup should be somewhere where your politics, whatever you got going on it's like the Olympics. Whatever you got going on in your country is separate to sport, right? In my opinion, I don't think the World Cup should be in America, especially with all of the racist and anti-immigrant rhetoric that they're spouting. So, the World Cup should be somewhere where people feel safe to go, where you can travel there and not be harassed, where you can actually go and support your team. Where you can actually support your team and be happy, and be safe. And America's not that. As much as I love my country, as much as, I'm American and Puerto Rican, but as much as I love where I'm from, it's not a place that, it's not a place now that's open and accommodating, and you look at the last couple World Cups, Russia and Qatar, like those aren't places I consider open and accommodating. I would love to see the World Cup somewhere like Norway, Sweden, what I'm saying? Like Switzerland, somewhere like there, where we can have a good time and not being bopped over the head financially as well. But if I'm from, an African country, if I'm from the Congo, or if I'm from Senegal, or or Iran, I shouldn't go to America and fear for my safety because I look different than the people there. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. It's not, to me, that's not what the World Cup feels. And when you look at the World Cups in France and Brazil, and even England to a certain extent, like, or the Euros, these people don't feel they don't feel, they feel safer. Yeah, you got your stupid fans that do stupid things, but you don't have to worry about getting deported or harassed or beat up because you're wearing a hijab or a burqa, or you're wearing a turban. Like, you don't have to worry about it. In America, it's not that. Especially under this regime, it's not that. So now you got these people going to go celebrate their country and have to worry about whether they come out of the stadium and ICE is going to be there harassing them. I don't enjoy that, and I don't like that. So I went in a roundabout, but when it comes to Italy playing instead of Iran, I think Iran should have the time to play. I don't care what their government is doing. Those guys earned an opportunity to be in the World Cup, and they should play. Italy didn't earn it. Now, to be fair, Italy lost out, but when you look at it, Sweden probably shouldn't be there anyway because of the whole Nations League thing. You sucked in the actual qualifier. You got in through the Nation League. Like, it's trash. But Italy, at this point, you didn't make it, bro. So Iran should be there because they earned it. That's just my opinion. I hope that answered your question. No one plays for the easy points tomorrow. They all want highlights. We need to do something. Do something. Win. Waha says, Bird back this top, Steph back this top, MJ did. Those killers and winners. LeBron, my leg. That's what it is. That's all I see when I see him. I can sit on the thing. Big up Fraley. 3, that's how it goes. Waha for helping me again. 2, yeah, I think the one you have to create in YouTube. Yeah, I figured it out. Brian with the 1-1. I got it. Streams working flawlessly for me. Yep, and that's why I keep it. I'm holding on by a thread, everybody. Italy won't be playing at the World Cup. It's already been denied. They lost fair and square. Yep. Sorry to say, Rican, but should never been put in America. It don't hurt I agree with you. I agree with you, bro. I 100% agree. It should not be in America. I'd rather it in Mexico. I'd rather it in Canada, just Canada. But America, no, it's not a country that brings the World Cup feeling because of their rhetoric. That's just my opinion. Italy, I hated America. Not everybody likes it. It depends on where you go as well, man. It depends on where you go. Some places are amazing and some places aren't great. But you got to think about America. And I think that a lot of Europeans don't understand that America is basically like Europe, but just on a bigger scale. Every state is its own mini country. So Florida is different than Georgia. It's different than Arizona. It's different than West Virginia. So when people go to America, they always go, oh, I went to America. I went to New York. And they think that's what America is. No, it's a different thing. There's so many different cultures. But yeah, FIFA said Iran is definitely going, but some U.S. official with Italian roots is trying to play Infantino Trump friendship to get in Italy, and it's embarrassing, really. They just didn't make it, bro. You suck. It's all right. I want Puerto Rico to get in. I wanted Wales to win. I wanted, who else was in there that I wanted to win? Jamaica. I wanted Jamaica to win. They didn't. So guess what? You just didn't make it. You weren't good enough. It's fine. Also, it ain't like Italy gonna win the World Cup anyway. Let's just be honest. That's not to disrespect Italy, but that squad, if y'all couldn't make it, even if you get in it, you ain't winning it. You're not winning it. You're not beating France, so it don't matter, bro. You just getting in for the. I think to me, it feels like they just want to get in to get the monetary benefits. That's it. The financial benefits, monetary benefits. Other than that, you're not winning it, bro. So it's all right. FIFA said they prefer dealing with dictatorships as easier to plan. I think Infantino's shyster, but that's just me. Australia is quite bad for that too. Yeah. I just want a place where it feels like, I feel like it should be in Brazil again. I love the Brazil World Cup. I love the South Africa World Cup. I feel like everybody was on the same wavelength. It was great. But yeah. I think it's amazing. One Italian sports person described it as a shameful idea. This is the same thing, Brian. It's the same thing like when people talk about 115. Oh, if 115 happened, then Arsenal win the league. But I don't want it that way. I want to earn it. If we win and 115 drop and they go down to the doldrums, good on them. Thank you. That's where you belong. But if they win and they get 115, I don't want to be handed that. I would just void it. No one won it. It's fine. But I don't want, because we lost. On the pitch, we lost. So I don't want it that way. I want it to beat them fair and square, and then they get jacked up and go down wherever they're going, because no one likes Man City. Yeah, it is. Brian was an Italian American politician. A madness just happened in Mexico yesterday, to be fair. Yeah, it depends on what part of Mexico. The border of Mexico, like Juarez and all them joints, Tijuana, it's a little bit shaky. But Mexico City can also be a little bit shaky. But it depends on where you're going. The cartels are an issue. Yeah. So maybe just Canada. Let's just say just Canada. I don't think anybody has a problem. Does anybody have a problem with Canada? I think Canada's all right. Where'd the idea of Italy playing in the World Cup for Iran come from? As they said, I think it came from an Italian politician or businessman or whatever it was. And my boy Rick says this is going to be the worst World Cup ever. I'm not excited for it. I mean, I keep showing you guys my Lego. I'm more excited for the Lego than the actual World Cup. But I will be following it because I'm a man of the people. That's what you want to see. Fraley, I'm glad Italian sports people have said a World Cup should be earned on the pitch. Yes, that's what. And Italians are proud. They're a proud group of people. American Italians and Italians, they're a proud group of people. Just like the Spaniards, just like the Portuguese. Nobody wants to win that way, bro. We want to win it fair and square. We don't want it gifted to us. It doesn't feel right. Right? We want to earn it. However, like Waha said, I could be throwing this fit because Slovenia finished above Sweden in their group, but we knew what the rules are, and there's that. But some people make it look like everything's allowed. So, yeah, man. If that's what kind of world we live in, if you scream and claw about it enough, maybe you'll get in. Nah, it's weak sauce, bro. Like, you got to earn it. We didn't earn it. But, yeah, I think it's still sad, though, that Italy's not in it because Italy is a football nation. You know, when I think about football nations, I think Brazil, I think Argentina, I think Italy, I think Spain, I think France, you know, I think Nigeria. Like when I see those nations not in everything, you just kind of like, bro, it kind of sucks. You know, the Netherlands, not qualifying with suck. Like I see those nations, and maybe this is how I grew up, but I like to see more African nations do stuff. Like I like to see, Cameroon and Egypt, go far. But yeah, And Brian wouldn't help them if they qualify. Like, yeah, it would hurt. Because like I said, even if they qualify, that you weren't good enough to get in without help. So you're not gonna make it far. You're not gonna make it far. So what they say? Why are you complaining from outside of the club? You can't even get in. Like, that's how it is. So yeah, that's my feelings on the World Cup. Let me just have a look, see what's going on, because I'll be looking to see. Hey, we hit 485. I don't know who liked me, but thank you for subscribing. I was at 485 and then one disappeared. So back up 485 again. Yay. But solid. Let me just check to see. I think Shane is doing the member stream pretty soon. I am a member, but I don't see it, so I don't know. YouTube is weird. YouTube is weird because you can see something and then you can't see it. Like, it's, yes, his member stream is in 20 minutes, so I'll waffle a little bit more and then we'll head over. Well, I head over there, and whoever else is a member can head over there as well, because I want to talk to Shane. And yeah, I want to. I don't, like I said, I don't want to kind of stream over people. I don't like doing it. Because especially guys that actually help me a lot in the game, I don't want to stream over them. I feel like that's rude. But yeah, Brian says a 48 team is too much. You know what, Brian? And like I said, I'll keep waffling a little bit, and then I'll go over a Shane stream. But when it comes to this 48 team thing, it was just a money grab, man. For me, it was just a money grab because I feel like the World Cup, how it was great. Like, you don't need, what I would like to see more is like, and I've said this in the other stream, I'd like to see it be like the Champions League, where the winner of the AFCON has an automatic bid, where the winner of the Euros have an automatic bid, where, the CONCACAF, CONMEBOL, like those guys have automatic bids. And then, what I like to see, the automatic bids, and then you have maybe the second and third place teams in a pot, and they play for the rest of the, spots, right? What I'd also like to see is a small scale World Cup where you have, like, what are there, like 200 teams? The bottom 100 has an opportunity to make it. So your Micronesias, Oceanias, New Zealand, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Curacao, those teams have an opportunity to go against like Luxembourg and Lesotho and like, where else? Indonesia, India. Like, they play in we call it a small set, like the Europa League of the World Cup. Like, you have a smaller trophy, and then eventually you have like a Super Cup match. You know who's gonna win, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? You might have in the bottom 100, I don't know, Jamaica might pull through, and then they end up playing the winner of the World Cup, France, and then you have the World Cup Super Cup. I don't know. You could do it that way. I think you get a little bit more traction in that sense. But like, I'm Puerto Rican. I love my country. I'm also Bahamian. My wife's Haitian and Jamaican. And those teams, as much as we love them, what are their chances of winning the World Cup? They're not that high. So, the chance of Jamaica winning the World Cup, very low in my opinion. Unless they start just getting an influx of all the Jamaican-born English people and Welsh people, and all of the ones playing in like the Prem and the Scottish League, then you might have a chance, or La Liga. But if they keep playing for the countries that they're in or they're from, then you're not gonna have it. Like, and even Puerto Rico, we don't have that many people. So, Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to see. But like you said, bro, I think it's too many teams, man. I think it's a money grab. And I think with the World Cup, it should be not too quick, but it should be, a month, and then yeah. Shane streams in 20 minutes. Yep, I will head over there. I'll end in about 5, so that we can go over to Shane's and I can actually get some water. I need water. It's crazy how Caribbean nations have so many world class track and field athletes, but not much of anything else. This is the reason. Wahaha. Like, the reason why there's so many track athletes is because you don't need anything but yourself. Right? You don't need anything but yourself. I feel like with a lot of Caribbean nations, they try to do too much on a two scale, and everybody wants their hand in the pot. So everybody wants, and you see it with Jamaica. Everybody wants to charge in Jamaica. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, I feel the Jamaican national team. I'm in charge. I'm doing this." And then you have terrible facilities, like you have, things that aren't up to scratch because so many people are taking money that they're getting from FIFA, or they're getting, and it's a little bit of corruption, a little bit of too many chiefs and not enough Indians, if you will. But yeah, it's just too many people trying to be in the spotlight, and where you don't end up having anything. Whereas track, it's just like Usain Bolt, he can train on his he can just train on his own. He can run, he can do his training with a personal trainer. He doesn't have to be in Jamaica to do it. He can be in America and train at one of the, countless facilities there. So I think it's a little bit easier with track athletes. And while it says that makes sense. And que lo que parece, espero que tu día esté bien. Yeah, I hope your day as well is good as well. Que lo que, hey, wepa. But yeah, I hope you're good, Dr. Seymour. What's up, man? Just chilling, getting ready for Shane's stream, which I probably won't be on that much because, as I said, you know what I'm saying, like, my wife, I told my wife is gonna chat for a couple hours, but she knows me. She know I'm gonna be here for at least 3. So I'll probably do 2.5 here and a half on Shane's joint. I'll talk a little bit and then I'll dip out. But I do want to have a chat with Shane in this community because I like Shane's community. And yeah. I mean, I don't know if he'll like actually have people pop up, but I do like to be in the chat and having a chat with him. So yeah, but big up to Dr. Seymour. We just talking about the World Cup. That's what this is how my lives and my streams go, and that's why I like them. I start them off talking what I'm about to talk about, and then we divulge. But like I said, my channel is an escape. It's an escape for me. It's an escape for, I hope, the people that are watching. Let's just talk about, let's see how we have different opinions. People think we won't win the league. People think we will, but I ain't yelling at nobody. I'm not calling anybody out their name. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowing people to express themselves, and that's what I want in my community. No one comes in here with disrespect because I respect the chat, and I hope the same for me. And when the mutants do come in here, we get them out the way. That's it. We get them out the way. Like Curtis said, other channels are available. I don't do this as a full-time job. I don't make money from this. So it's easy for me to just say, if it ain't for you, find a channel that is. So yeah, that's it. I'm just here to have a chat with like-minded fans and, with fans that are different. Wahaha, you're a United fan, no? What you think United's gonna do this weekend since we in here? Big up, Jargons. I ain't seen you in a while, man. I hope things good. It's probably because of when I stream. You're probably busy, but it's nice to see you in the chat. And Prom said, I respect you, brother. No worries. And Prom says, when is the book club show again? I haven't put a date on it. It's gonna be in May. I know it's gonna be in May. The thing, Prom, is that I'm thinking is I don't want to start it because Arsenal's still in full swing, and I think it's a thing that this is when I'll start it, right? I'll either start it after the season is over because I'm going on holiday when the season's over, Oh, I'll start it when it's mathematically impossible for us to not win the league, or the Champions League is gone. Then I'll start the book show, because I want to start the book show as a thing to remember that Arsenal was great, that Arsenal was a team that enjoyed winning, that Arsenal was a team with standards, right? And as I told you guys might not have been in here. This book came today, and regardless of how you feel about the current iteration of Ian Wright, you know, this guy changed the trajectory of our club. You know, the gold tooth, the pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? He brought something different to the club. And he's a great, and I want to read this book, but I want to remember how Arsenal was those days, because everybody tries to compare it to now. But then I don't think you would allow, you know, that much money being spent and not win. Then I don't think it was okay for you to just compete. I think you wanted to win. You enjoyed going against Liverpool. You enjoyed going against Manchester United. You know, you reveled in that. And the pressure sometimes got to us. But sometimes we got over the line. And I think that Manchester United, right? They become so big because they didn't accept mediocrity. They didn't accept finishing second. And that's why those battles were good. Liverpool in their heyday, they didn't accept being second. They wanted to destroy teams, right? And now we've come to a place where we're happy to compete. It's okay. And it's the same thing at Man United. Let's be honest. You got some of the fans who are happy to be out there. And some fans who are just, you know, your Saeeds of the world who just aren't happy. They're not happy with the state of Man United because you're a big club. You know, bro, this is what I don't understand. That, you know, Liverpool fans are jocking Arsenal when Manchester City slapped you guys up for a decade. Manchester United fans are slagging Arsenal. And I get it, because we went back and told it though. But your little brother's cashing up, my bro. 5 more years of winning, and your little brothers will be in the conversation. They won't be little bros no more. They be on the level. Yeah, they be behind you still, but they be on the level. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand the hate against Arsenal, bro. We ain't threatening you guys, but it is what it is. But yeah, see what happens, Prom. I just go all over the joint. But yes, I will do it once kind of the season dies down. I do want to start Fever Pitch, because I think it's a great book. So yeah. I think we win Monday night again. Brentford. Y'all play a lot of Monday night games. Dirty. Brentford at home. It'd be a good one. I might catch that one. I might catch that one on the playback. But yeah. I'm very interested to see what happens at United after the season, if they keep Michael Carrick or if they actually go. Because I said multiple times on this channel, if United remember that they're United and that they're, you know, probably one of the top 3 biggest clubs in the world, then they flex a muscle and get Enrique, we could be in trouble. That's all I'm saying. Nice book. Yep. It's on my book list, and I've got all the other ones. I really want to read this one. This is the one that I really want to read. I love this guy. He's the reason. And I apologize because I was one of the Wenger outers. I wasn't rude to him, but I get why he needed to go. I get the stagnation. And this is what I didn't like about the Wenger, is that people were okay with being in top 4. But now we've come back to it. We're okay with being second. Guess what second and fourth gets? The same thing, not a trophy in Champions League. So we rushed this guy out of the club to be happy to finish in a better place where we still ain't winning trophy. At least he won FA Cups. At least he won other things along the way. This guy we got ain't winning nothing, but they glaze him like he's him. This guy got a statue. That guy probably could win the Champions League and the league. He ain't getting no statue because he's average. But yeah, I also like how they do these books, right? And I noticed this, that like they do the books and like, oh yeah, this guy, and they always got pictures of them in Arsenal stuff. I think that's really cool. Like it's on most of the books. Like I think it's on every book, right? Because I got the books underneath my bench. I sit on the bench and I got the books. But yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Henri got a picture of him in the dressing room, and Burkett got a picture of him on the pitch, and Rocky got a picture of him on the back as well. So yeah, they all got pictures on the back. I think that's pretty cool. And Tony Adams, as you saw, has the Tony Adams, but that one's in my work bag because I'm actually reading that one. That's true. Gooner Rican, is that a recent new book or has it been out a while? When does the book come out? I don't know. It's recent for me, but this says copyright Ian Wright 2016. So about 10 years old, I think. But yeah, about 10 years old, which ain't too recent, but it's not too old either. It's before he became a top gunner, unfortunately. Big up Dragons, hell yeah. Up for wahaha. We are hated mostly because of deluded fans who are on. Yeah, bro. The ones who are saying we're gonna win the quad and the treble, knowing good and well that we ain't winning nada. So yeah. Waha says, see, here's the thing. So many Arsenal fans say they hate United because they're the biggest rival. But when we don't like Arsenal, everything's wrong. I get it. I see, this is the thing. Like, I've only been a fan for 10 years. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. I've only been a fan for 10 years. But me personally, I feel more of a rivalry with Manchester United fans because all of my mates back home are United fans. I got 2 in the group chat that are still, I haven't answered yet. I'm going to go back in there and answer. But I'm getting battered on the daily because this team is making me look goofy, right? And I keep showing you guys. And I will not stop showing you guys. Liverpool fan, right? But I get battered by Manchester United fans. That's why I have a rivalry with them. I don't have a rivalry with Tottenham fans because I only know one, and he's a very humble guy. But Tottenham to me are a rivalry because it's the North London derby. But I hate United fans. I want to beat it. Not you, Waha. But you know what I'm saying? Like in general, like, I don't really hate anybody. But when it comes to like banter, yeah, I can't stand them dudes. You know what I'm saying? There are a group of fans I hate, Florida State fans. I don't know why. I don't know. I do know why, but I don't know why. But yeah. I expect the Man United banter to be strong. I don't get the Liverpool one, and I don't get the City one, but that's neither here nor there. All ex-players who've gone into the media, you have to separate the player from the media. And that's entirely true, Brian. Like, and that's what I do with, I have to do it with the Dolphins sometimes as well. Because Dan Marino, the media person sometimes, and Dan Marino, the player, different. Jason Taylor, media personality. Like, some of his takes, you're like, what are you talking about, Jason? But, you know what I'm saying? But Jason Taylor, player, is different. And that's how I feel about, Ian Wright. When you look at, who's the other guy, the defender? Keon, bro. The stuff that Keon be saying, I'm like, bro, you are one of you're one of the top players at this club, and you're spouting this nonsense, bro. You went invincible. Like, how could you sit there and you won trophies, man? How can you sit there and be okay with second? It's weird. It's weird for me, bro. So yeah. But big up, Brian. You definitely do. I love Wenger. He had to go, yes, but he's my manager. Bro, Wenger's the reason I'm an Arsenal fan. Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, those guys, bro, he's the reason I'm an Arsenal fan. I remember going to the stadium and seeing him in the puffer jacket when it was all around the walls, in the state. Like, I love that. So he will forever be my manager. He's the reason I'm an Arsenal fan. Which made me sad that we had to get rid of him. But I understood because I'm a coach and I've done that. I've been in sport and I know that has to happen. And Arsenal was, in fact, the biggest threat to us when I started watching football like that. City was nowhere. And I, as a foreign fan, have never felt that local City rival. Yeah, I think it's only in Manchester because City were the Tottenham of Manchester. But now, they are coming back. They are creating their own history and rivalry. So yeah, we have to watch that. And now we have Arteta, I hate that guy. So just because of him, it's very easy to say I'd rather City win it. I get that. I'm not a fan of the guy either. I think he's a waffler. I think he's a con artist, and I would love for him to just go back to Spain and do something there. And I know con artist is very strong, but when you lie to me in my face and I know the truth, when you say things that aren't true, like, oh, I'm the first person to reach the semifinal. No, you're not. You're the second. And then the club go and change it on their website. Diabolical. Con artists. But big up Wahaha. And we got used to City winning. We need Arsenal to stay troubleless so they're a bigger joke than us. I see what you're doing there. I respect it, though. I respect it. Prom said, same for me, Rican. All my rivals in Iceland are United and Liverpool. Yeah, but I don't know City fans. I still don't know a single City fan. I know one Liverpool. I know 2 Liverpool fans. I know like 4 United fans. And I know a Chelsea fan. But like City, I don't know a City fan. And I've yet to meet a Manchester United fan from Manchester. Tells you all you need to know. Gooner Rican, those are some impressive books you have in your library. I'll have to check them out in my local library. Hey, Jogons, if you're still in the chat, go back to my last stream and you'll see all of them. You'll see all of them matched. You'll have to kind of scroll through, but you'll see all the books that I have. I showed them on the last thing, the books that I picked up. So I have that one. So yeah, go check that out. It's not a shameless plug, I promise. It is literally all the books that I have. And there's also an announcement on a show. If you're new or you haven't seen it, I will be doing a new show. There it is. I will be doing a new show called the Gooner Rican Book Club, which is what Prome was asking about earlier. I will be doing fever pitch, so I'll be reading the book and speaking to the community about the book and their experiences around it. In which when it comes to Arsenal, I'm very interested to hear Brian if he's still in the chat, because he has been supporting since the 60s and 70s. So that's when fever pitch starts. So I'd like to get some of that, and then you older United fans and Chelsea fans, I'd like to hear your views on how Arsenal were doing and what you thought about the match. And then, the stuff that I experienced. Well, he stops at, I think, 92. I think is when he stops at. That's when the book came out. But like when I go through like the more recent stuff, with Wenger and stuff, I like to go through some of the stuff I experienced and how I got in there. So that's what we're doing. That will be starting hopefully at the end of the season, the Gooner Rican Book Club. And yeah, we're just gonna read about Arsenal, and it's not just Arsenal, guys, because I don't want you to feel left out. Hold on, I got all my books. Oh yeah. So it's mostly Arsenal because I am an Arsenal fan. But I do have other teams. Let me get rid of this. Let me add myself back to the stage. So I do got other teams. Like I want to read this one. This is probably the next one I'm going to read after that one, the Frying Pan of Spain. So I'm going to do an Arsenal book and a Sevilla book. I also have Jose Mourinho book on the way, and I have Sir Alex Ferguson on the way as well. And we'll go through those books as well. Because I do have a Chelsea fan in here, and I've got a United fan in here. And I think that is fair. Gooner Rican TV, yes, it's an Arsenal channel, but I'm a sports guy. I'm a football guy. So I want to get your guys' views on it, because I didn't live through Ferguson. I didn't, I lived through some of Mourinho, but I'd like to get your views on what they're saying and what happened. And I think it'll be great to just get the community in to speak about it. So that's what we're doing with the Gooner Rican Book Club. So yeah. Views, for example, says he hates United the most. When I have the same energy for Arsenal, he don't like it. Yeah, I take the banter, man. Like I said, I come up in South Florida. We be bantering each other. I'm gonna leave in a few because I know I've gone over time, and I know Shane's going, and I don't want to be rude. So he said I still hate Liverpool more though, which I get. That rivalry is true. It's geographical. And then you had Liverpool of the 80s and United of the 80s and 90s. So in 2000. So yeah, I get it. I get where the hate comes from. Shane starting, by the way. Yep, I'm getting off of here. I had 2 city mates. That's 2 more than I got. Jogons, okay, we'll do brethren, and Wahaha said, love that image. All right, I'm off. I'm gonna go love Shane. If you guys are members of Shane's channel, head over there. You can do Rican raid if we can. Can we do a Rican raid? Is that possible? I don't know. If you are members, you can go over there. But one of these days, I'm gonna have a Rican raid. That's what we're gonna call them, Rican raids. So who was 1967? My bad. I thought it was you, Brian. There's somebody else in the chat that said they had been supporting for a while. Where did I get 1967? Oh, the Good Doctor. The Good Doctor. I think he said he was. Sorry, I mixed you guys up. It was the Good Doctor. I think he said he had been supporting since 1967, or he'd been supporting since the 70s. But I don't know if he's an Arsenal fan or a Chelsea fan, but I'd like to see. But yeah, thank you for the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Wahaha. Big up Brian. 1980. We'll talk about that too. It's in the book. And big up Prone. Great waffle mate. Bless you and your family. Every single one of you guys. Yep. Bless everybody in the chat. And as I end my chat, I hope that everything goes well for you for this weekend. I hope that everything that you want to get rid of disappears. And as always, I hope that you guys love the stream and you come back to Gooner Rican TV to have another chat and have another waffle. I will see you guys on the other side of Newcastle. If you guys want to watch me, I will be on TikTok. I'll have videos on there. Instagram, I'll share that, but it'll be mostly TikTok because I'll be out. So I'll be on TikTok just chronicling my day. But I will be back, if not tomorrow night, then Sunday morning to have a chat about what happened in the match as a proper Rican reaction. So I'll see you guys there. Take it easy and have a good evening. As always, come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners.